Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Passion Project, the variety show that encourages anyone in the speedrun community to showcase the projects that they've been working on. My name is Amber Cyprin. I'm going to be your host tonight, and this episode is the series premiere of this show. And since it's a new show, that means I'm looking for run submissions. I encourage anyone and everyone in the speedrun community to showcase the project you're working on, whether it's your favorite game to grind, a new category, or a game you've been routing out, a finished task or segmented run that you'd like to show off, randomizers, bingos, you name it, I want it. Send me your runs by using the !passion command in the chat and following the link to my submission form. So before we get started with the run that we have planned for tonight, I do have a couple of announcements. First and foremost, Frost Fatale's 2023 prize submissions are open right now until February 20th. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more info or use !prizes in Twitch chat to submit your prizes. And Unapologetically Black and Fast is coming up February 11th to the 12th. Celebrate Black excellence and speedrunning coming up next month. Use I like saying it like this, UBAF or UBAF in Twitch chat for more information on that. So tonight here on Passion Project, my very first guest is a man who has a love for unconventional controllers in video games and a background in the music industry and DJing. We've got Nico Hart here with his Pioneer XDJ RX3 DJ decks hooked up to his PC to speedrun Alien Isolation, joined by his wonderful commentator, Astral Spiff. When I saw this submission come in on my form in December, I knew there could be no better way to kick off this show. So thank you both so much for being here with me tonight, and how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. This is going to be a lot of fun today. How are you doing, Amber?
I'm doing great. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. I'm really happy to be doing a new show and really happy to have you here, doing this ridiculous run for us.
I'm excited to show everybody else this run. So let's talk about it, shall My name is Nico Hart. I'm a full-time streamer. I do a lot of wacky speed runs. I do a lot of wacky speed runs with unconventional controllers, steering wheels. I do DK bongos. I've got the Ultra Racer 64, and most recently it's been the DJ Dex, which is my baby, the Pioneer XDJ RX3. As Amber mentioned as well, I have been in the music industry about a good 8 to 10 years before I actually came into the streaming industry. So it's nice to actually bring it back to this platform as well. And we're going to be doing a run of Alien Isolation. But before we go into the actual run category, let's introduce my commentator by the name of Astral Spiff. If you want to talk about yourself, buddy.
Yeah, I am an avid fan of Alien Isolation. I ran any percent for quite a while, but in the past couple of years, I have consumed ungodly amounts of Alien runs, particularly NMG, and a lot by Nico on his unconventional controllers. And I can't help but notice that your DJ decks have googly eyes. Mm-hmm. Does the DJ decks have a name?
It actually does. Funny story. The lovely company Elgato came into my stream one time and they decided to call it DJ Pal Spinny with the help of one of my moderators, Blorkinator. So can we get a hello in the chat to DJ Pal Spinny? Ow. Anyway. So let's talk about the category that we're running today. This is going to be novice, no major glitches. Now, some people are going to say, hey, Nico, why are you running the easiest category? That's a bit of a lie. The Xenomorph AI in Novice is actually a little bit more unpredictable than Nightmare. Nightmare, you can easily get everything set in stone and the patterns. Novice, it just doesn't work sometimes. So that's where the fun of this category comes, really. So with that as well, we're actually running this game with the Italian voice language, which is 30 seconds faster than English. French is technically faster by 0.5, but Italian is preferred. We're locking the game to 275 frames per second as the frames per second cap. What else is there that I need to mention? I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to.
Maybe some mild flashing lights here and there.
Yes, that is true. We are going to be using our flamethrower quite a bit. So with the burst that happens, we do them quite fast. We do taps of the flamethrower, and that can be a little bit flashy. So occasionally there may be some flashing lights. There is some explosions in the game as well. So there's going to be some loud noises. So obviously there will be some headphone warnings. We'll give you a heads up for when that happens. And yeah, so another thing about Novice, there's loot plenty, so it's going to be easy to craft items. The damage that we take is very minimal, so we can actually utilize that to our advantage. And yeah, again, unpredictable AI. So this is going to be fun. And I think with that, we're going to be ready to start this in a second. So let me talk to you a little bit about the controls, actually. So this is going to be my forwards and backwards. So if I want to go forwards, I just hold this up for a while. If I want to go backwards, I do that. This can be my left and right, but I usually like to do this as my left and right, as in strafing. This is going to be my left and right mouse input, and this is my up and down for the camera motion. Enter. Left mouse, right and right mouse button. This is going to be my reload button and activation for some items. We've got flashlight here. We've got motion tracker, which we'll only be using like one time. Sprint. We've got crouch and my menu for selecting items. We've got some E buttons as well, which is going to be helpful. This is going to be single presses. But for other little bits later on where we want to, like, scroll, which I'll explain a little bit later on, we've got this little time dial here. Reason for that is that sometimes you can over scroll, and if you want to do single inputs, it's probably better for a single one. And I think that's pretty much the explanation. So shall we get into getting everything ready for this run? So Novice to the right, take it back now, y'all. So the time is going to start after the second cutscene. The little wheel in the bottom right hand corner is going to start to fade away. Once it starts to fade away, that's when we're going to start calling time. And I'll say time when to start the time. So, are we all ready? Everyone at Games Done Quick for this run? Smith, are you ready?
I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm ready.
All right, so here's the first cutscene skip. Second cutscene skip, and time. Let's go. All right, so welcome into Alien Isolation, everyone. So the concept of the story is that we are Amanda Ripley, which is Ellen Ripley's daughter from the major movies of Alien Isolation. We're basically waking up out of a hypersleep because we found out that there is actually some kind of a log for what happened to our mother. We want to know exactly what's going on. So that's kind of what the plan is. We're trying to see if we can go and find this information, so we can at least get some kind of some closure on what happened. Yeah, some closure.
First thing we gotta do is put on some clothes.
You can't actually advance the game if you're not dressed. So that's actually kind of indicative to real world situations sometimes. Get dressed and then you can do things, right? It's usually how it goes.
It's the hardest trigger in the game. Mm-hmm. Not skip. Putting clothes on.
First thing we're actually going to be doing here is we're going to be doing some cutscene skips. I'll explain it after I do our first one. So here we go. So you just heard our Ripley. What happened there is that we went into the activation plane of the dialogue, and for that specific one, as soon as you leave, it's going to trigger the dialogue, and then it'll think that it's done. So that's Samuel's talking to. Perfect. We're going to do another one for Taylor over here.
Taylor has to say a little bit more than Samuel's the first time.
Yeah, but we don't need to listen to them. They want to talk to us, but we've got more things to do, which is going fast, right? We factor time over conversation. We got to do another one here with Samuel's, but we have to wait for a specific dialogue to finish. So we're here, Turbata.
Turbata. Whatever that means in Italian.
There we go. That's a good thing about it, is that we've got English subtitles as well. So for those who want to learn a little bit of the Italian language, but want to follow along per the dialogue, you've got the English subtitles there. Right, we're going to be doing another same thing again, which is going to be waiting for Taylor to finish up a bit of dialogue, and then we'll move at that point. And then we go down towards the end, and we're hoping that we don't get a soft lock. So let's have a look, see, shall we? Okay, that's what I'm very happy about, is our Games Done Quick Run did not get a soft lock for Samuels. Basically, after we talked to Samuels the first time, Samuels can just stay still and not function for the rest of this level. And that's a rip run, basically. So we're glad that didn't happen. All right, and we have to wait for Samuels to get into the middle of that room so we can keep the door open for him. What's happening now is that we're going to be briefed by Verlaine here to say, hey, to get over to Sebastopol, this is what you need to do. And that's basically it. So we have to wait for the conversation to finish. We're going to press E on these documents, and then we're going to be skipping a cutscene, and then we're going into mission 2. But we'll talk about the cutscene that we just skipped in just a second. And to Marek's in the chat, I actually don't know the newest M1 strat, so I should learn it at some point.
It would also be a little bit more challenging on DJ Dex.
True. You know what? We'll use that as the excuse, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And skip. And surprisingly, we're actually on a PB pace. I am actually recording the splits for this on my live split, so we're hoping today that we might even be able to get a PB world record. So we'll see, shall we? We'll see. Right, so what happened in that cutscene there is that we were actually traveling over to Sevastopol, but the EVA line that was carrying us across got cut and tethered by asteroids and meteoroids, and we all go spiraling. We luckily managed to land in like a little air vent here, and we hold forward to actually skip the properties of knowing that we're in a spacesuit, so we can walk like we're just kind of averagely walking in this game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start my activation of running. So I'm pressing this little Q button here. I'm going to walk backwards, walk forwards. We're going to start running and making our way over to this little vent in a moment. What we're going to be doing is we're going to crouch at this vent. And to do that, we'll need to turn off my run and then press the crouch afterwards. Big important thing to do that as well, because you can't run and crouch at the same time. A little bit hard to do in real life as well, but that's one thing I need to do with these decks as well, is that like specifically when it's running and crouching, I need to press the inverse between. We will be utilizing some other strats, which will be continuously crouching, and we'll talk about that in a moment as well. Right, here we're going to be taking a scripted fall damage of about 25%. This is unanimous with all categories, so you will automatically lose 25% health here. And on the way, we're going to be trying to get some flares. These flares are important. So, shall we...
First one is free, right?
It is indeed. Now, hopefully I can grab it. I did. That nice flow, actually.
I love watching your hands spin the DJ decks.
It's tough. Like, you know, again, because I'm mostly looking at the game as well, the hand-to-eye coordination is such a thing, if you know what I mean, that you have to pay attention to. Now, when we actually go up here, I'm going to stop for a second and I'm going to look over to our left to go get some loot. Again, trying to get as much loot as we can is kind of important in this run, so let's do that. And here we go. All right, so now that we're in this area, Swift, did you want to kind of like say what's going on within Sevastopol at the moment, actually?
Yeah, everything's breaking apart. I mean, we skipped a cutscene in which an explosion happened, and so now Ripley's entered an effectively empty space station, to her knowledge. She's got no idea what's going on and is basically just trying to find her two friends that she got separated from in the blast.
I mean, we don't know if they're even like, you know, on Sevastopol yet, so that's something that we're going to be trying to discover a little bit later on. What I just did there was I just crouched up for that little wire because it will shock you and take about, I think it's 25% damage as well. It's better to keep our health, isn't it? So, you know, why not really? Why not just like take a little bit of like an extra second just to crouch? Now, if you look over to our left here, which I'm not going to because I want to keep on track, that's actually the Torrens. It's just slowly perusing past us. And
ominously.
Yeah, he's just standing there menacingly. I had to throw a SpongeBob reference in there somewhere, okay? Now, there's actually a flare on this table here, but before we do that, I'm actually going to talk about a little strategy that I just did earlier on that some people didn't see. So you can see that I'm spamming, like, you know, I'm basically scrolling this little wheel here, the time dial. What I'm doing with that is that we've basically been able to map the mash button to E as well, so that we can basically input E very, very quickly. Now, there is actually a bit of a limitation with how fast you can scroll, so you do have to be careful with like the speed. This is also applicable to like mouse scroll wheel as well at the same time. So if you scroll too fast in the mouse, like say if you got like one of the infinite scroll wheels, and you scroll too fast, it will actually drop inputs. We're actually looking through that wall so we can actually get to the prompt for being able to activate that vent a little bit quicker. So like I say, all little time save. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press use there and again let go of the run and start the crouch, and in we go. Now we're going to be meeting our first human experience here on this on Sevastopol. We think that at the moment it's abandoned, but apparently not. So this is going to be Axel. Now, Axel here is actually RNG, so let's see if we get fast Axel. Really?
Nope.
Really?
Oh, that's a slow Axel.
It's about a 6-second time.
Come
6, 7.
on, Axel.
Oh, screw you, Axel. Like, sometimes Axel can go fast. Sometimes he can just be slow. That is a presentation of, like, how long he can take. It's a time loss. So, boo Axel.
That's a preview of how enjoyable Axel will be as a partner.
So you gotta love. There's like a love and hate relationship with Axel. So it's the cause and the solution to many ripped runs, which is fun. Right. The reason that we're going up this way is that we're going to be getting our first weapon of this on Sevastopol, which is a like a maintenance wrench, and the maintenance wrench is actually very, very handy because it's not just for the purpose of attacking, but it's also useful for being able to open doors and throw like different terminals and everything like that. So it's very, very handy. Now we're actually going to be doing something here, if I can make it work, which is called the peak fall. So let's see if I can make this work, shall we? And I would love, Spiff, if you, I called you Axel there for a second. Did you want to explain the peak fall?
So obviously this game is fall damage and it ramps up incredibly quickly, actually. It doesn't take a very far fall to die, but if you crouch while you're in midair and land while you're crouched, you won't take any fall damage at all. So I believe that is what Nico just accomplished.
So what I just did there as well is that there's going to be some new properties, to like new challenges for you. This is one of the, I wouldn't really say challenge, but it's like one of the things you have to do. You have to hold the right and left mouse button, which is my Q and play button on my deck 2, and then do a direction. It's asking for us for A, so I'm turning my filter of my deck 1, or channel 1 even. Now here comes Axel. We're going to be skipping the cutscene. Axel's just basically saying, "Oi, what you doing here? I don't like you. Actually, you know, you're actually kind of useful. So why don't you stick with me for a little bit, and we can work together." Also, I should mention as well that when it comes into the little cutscenes like you just saw there, I basically have to turn off my operation for the run and the forward motion, and then re-engage it. Just like with normal play for the PC or controller ports, usually you would let go of your controller or keyboard and mouse inputs at that point, because it's basically resetting it. If you were to keep on continuously holding it, it would actually cause you not to move. So that's something I have to bear in mind very much so when I'm actually doing the DJ decks here, is turning off and on like this. And again, when I start up my DJ decks, we have to start a script every single time as well. It's good that I can actually have it sort of like illuminated to know that the function is on. So the Q here, to see if you can see it just that is like lit, then I know that I'm running in that moment. Sometimes it can be a little skew with during the course of the playthrough. Like say if I've left it on when we go through a transition, sometimes it may decide to be like, hey, you are running. Hey, you aren't running. I don't know, but I'm hoping for the best. Now, did we get no? Okay, so here sometimes it just bugs you out a little bit. Sometimes you can just run, sometimes you can just walk. You're supposed to walk this a little bit because it's kind of like a little bit of a storytelling of what's happening, but sometimes it just lets you run. Why not? Now, what's happening here is Axel's taking us to his little cubby hole. If I can remember rightly what about is happening here, but essentially he's just like saying, hey, this is like a safe spot, but you're helping us, we're going to help you, you're helping me, so I'm going to give you a flashlight, and that's the best thing that you can get at any time, right? I mean, we're in a desolate place, so we've actually cranked up the brightness a lot. The actual base of this game is incredibly dark. So having a flashlight for your very first playthrough is like a saving grace, basically. But what we do for the case of speedrunning this is we actually bring up all the brightness because it does help with a little bit of performance. It helps for just like a smooth operation. We know where we're running, like we know where we're going. Why not really? Why limit ourselves to our vision?
Once you see Axel's little crib, you might be surprised that he has anything to give away at all. He's not a very wealthy man on the space station.
Like, if that is not the biggest burn I've heard for Axel, then I don't know. I love it. Now, I will be talking about some more operations for the decks as well, because I haven't said about everything yet. When it comes to more of the weapon operation, that's when I'll be talking about more of the deck controls. Also, I just want to mention that within that mission 1, I actually saved 1.3 seconds, so we're actually on a gold split.
Sweet.
Now, I think the fastest time that a mission 1 has ever been completed with a newer strat that I'm not using was like a 3:23 or 3:24. So
Yeah.
it's wild that like you can save like 3 or 4 seconds within just the first mission alone, if you know what I mean. I know that one of our other runners here for the Alien Isolation community, Marix, also mentioned like, why am I not using the new strats? As Spiff said, it can be a little bit challenging, and especially if you don't know it. I haven't even tried it on the wheel, so we'll have to see what happens.
You got to get it really right for it to save that like 1 or 2 seconds. And if you get it wrong, you're totally screwed. So. Yeah.
Good point. Okay, so what I'm just doing there is I'm looting around a little bit. I'm waiting for Axel to come through. Funny story. If you nudge Axel a little bit, like when he's kind of like moving his initial transition to that spot, he'll just get stuck. And that's a huge time loss, obviously. So it's just kind of like hilarious that like Axel, if you bump into Axel, he will not be on the correct, like walkway for what we need to do, and he'll just like kind of like just peruse vision for a bit. Now, this button here, flashlight, hold it to relight the flashlight here. There we go. You can see that the battery icon has lit up in the just like next to the health bar. That's a good indication that we have reloaded our batteries. And from there, what we need to do is we need to turn it on for a short little second. You'll see what I mean. It's kind of funny. So here we go. Going over to this vent, we're going to stop. We're going to look at it. Wait for the dialogue. Turn it off. It's dark, but Axel knows where he's going, right?
Yeah, of course. You pointed it out for him.
Yeah, exactly.
By turning off your flashlight.
I can close my eyes and kind of walk around and so like a mummy or something like that. I can see exactly where we're going. Now, the first, what we're going to be doing here, this is where the fun, like, first real speed strat actually happens. We're going to be using a flare to kind of like distract enemies. Oh, well, I say enemies, but there are other humans aboard Sevastopol as well. But Axel's kind of basically said to us, hey, these aren't friendly people. So to us, they're enemies. And we're going to throw the flare. We're going to go around to the left-hand side whilst we wait for them to kind of skedaddle a little bit over to the right. And we're going to be introducing a new speed strat, which is an allowed minor glitch, which is called crouch hopping. Now, it's not silent running like what is commonly known as psycho running. This crouch hopping does like have a tiny bit of like noise when you step, but it's not completely silent. Ergo, it's allowed in a no major glitch run. There are ways that you can do like silent running or like ninja running or psycho running. That is a not allowed to glitch within that's a major glitch. So not allowed in no major glitches, of course. So I'm going to focus up for a little bit and see if we can get this first try. Usually I can, so let's see what we can do.
There have been a number of compliments on how smoothly you're running this, by the way.
Okay, here we go. I will thank you all so much for the lovely, lovely words, by the way. It's been a lot of fun to try to like work on this at the same time. Ooh. Close. I'm going to try to get... Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And we did it. Nice. So we're going to do another strat here in a second, which is going up to this door, turn around 180, come up to here, try to see if we can see Axel coming through, and it looked like he did, and we'll get a confirmation if Axel talks there. What we just did there is a way to warp Axel. Instead of him like slowly like coming up towards us, as soon as we get to this little door here, he'll just spawn right there. Easy peasy. The Axel warp. Amazing. Time save. That's exactly why it's amazing. But the funny thing in a second here is that he's going to try to get us to both press his button at the same time to open up a door, but he doesn't know how to count to 3. So I'd love for you in the chat to all count with me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Told you you can't count to 3. So here we go. So we need to run and we need to save Axel by using our weapon, basically. So here we go. So we disabled him for a little bit, but oh, okay. Well, that's a little bit more than disabling anyway. Yeesh. Eesh.
Axel has committed a crime.
So, as I mentioned again, I need to deactivate the run and the walk, and then I need to reactivate it. Axel can... You know what? That wasn't actually too bad. So, Axel's actually going to push us through here now, which will actually get us to our destination a little bit closer. Skip the cutscene, disengage,
Bye,
re-engage.
Axel.
Oh, yeah.
It's been good, man.
Spiff, did you want to say what just happened in that cutscene that we skipped?
So, you know, main hero of the game, Steve the alien, has elected to rid us of our companion. To revenge. Graphically.
So, we should actually talk about it as well. So, the common name for the Xenomorph from the speedrunner community is Steve. You will be seeing Steve a good bit throughout this game. I mean, you would think playing an alien game, am I right? So, it's, that's our first instance. But the funny thing here is as well, like in any category, if you're to run around and make a lot of noise, you can technically die here, which is not a lot of fun. Now, let me quickly turn on my AC a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool example of how active the alien is at any given time in the game. Even now, when you should absolutely never run into it under normal circumstances, you can still sprint in circles, and Steve will pay you a visit.
So the activation for like going into the next level is just in the middle of these trams here. So we're going to scroll as we go through. That's going to start the fade outs, and then we're going to be going into mission 3. Let's see. That is a time save. How much of a time save is it? Let's find out. A 1.6 second time save. We are 2.9 seconds ahead of my personal best.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Like, this is what I mean, like small optimizations, like, you know, especially for like the DJ deck controller as well. And constantly trying to like, just hand-to-eye coordination is the killer sometimes for myself when it comes to these kind of runs. So when we get into the later aspect of this run, you'll see what I mean by like I'm kind of like constantly like scavenging around to try to get my DJ deck. So now we're into mission 3. We're going to be encountering some humans in a second. Spiff, did you want to take over a little bit more with the comms?
Yeah. She is gonna panic and shoot at you. Hopefully she doesn't hit you. We are about to run into a broken elevator, but Ripley, being an engineer, realizes exactly how she can fix it. So she's gonna go looking for a way to fix the elevator and get a data cell, and she's not alone.
Now we're going to be introducing some new strats here. You saw a tiny bit of it earlier, but I'll explain a little bit more now. Again, keep on getting to loots here. And we're going to stop running here. And we're going to be sprint bursting a little bit by tapping shift every so slightly, like once every like second or so. And then we're going to bring back the crouch hopping to get past this human over here. We get into the middle part over here. Then we'll spring back to sprint bursting a little bit. And then we're going to press the button on this door. The reason for this is that it's actually going to reset the positioning of the humans a little bit later on when we want to exit out of this mission. And easy peasy. Now, hang a little bit to the right here, especially on Nightmare, because we actually can see the Xenomorph over there. If you're way out in the distance, the Xenomorph will probably come at you. So we're going to jump over this chair. We're going to disengage my movement speed here again. We're going to look down because the key card is actually down there. We get a weapon. And now we need to start running. Bring our key cards to this direction. Now, the reason that we're going over here in the first place is this is where we think the flight recorder is for all the information about where our mother might be. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, that everything goes okay, right?
Oh, good. The flight recorder.
Yes, everything. Game over. Credits roll.
Yeah, we found Mom.
So we input it, and it's just like, well, Spadudio. Files corrupted. It's not going to be as easy as that. It would be a short game otherwise. So here's the thing now, like, we're kind of like trapped in this area. Like, after we came in, it's kind of locked the doors behind us a little bit. So we now need to try to also upgrade the hack tool, well, the access tuner at the same time. And we're going to be introducing the first of the hacking tools of this run. I'm going to take a little bit to focus here. So if you wanted to explain how you do this, normally I can then explain how to do it on the decks.
Yeah, normally you just gotta match the symbol with what's displayed and click on it, or if you're on controller, move your joystick around to it. But obviously that's going to be a lot more complicated when we're dealing with musical equipment.
Exactly that. Now, another thing here is that we're going to be looting the boxes. And as I mentioned, every time you loot a box, it is actually going to disengage your control. So you do need to be very quick in re-engaging and disengaging. It can slow you down a little bit. You can lose a few seconds maybe, but again, it's not the end of the world. I'll do this next hack here. I'll explain again like properly how I'm doing on the decks, and then we'll kind of talk about the cutscene that we're going to be seeing. Okay, so what I'm basically doing is like, think about the hack tool as a circle. I've got to try to navigate my my up and down and left to right around in a circle. It's not the easiest, but once you kind of like get the understanding of like whereabouts you are on the hack tool, then you'll be able to know exactly whereabouts you are. Then once you do that, you've got to up, down, left, right, and then press E on the actual matching image, and then you're good to go basically. Now,
Yeah, and on a door where you're just trying to get through, it's not a big deal, but we are about to be introduced to a bit of a time crunch with the hack.
by the way, that's Steve. That's our first like real presentation of the Xenomorph Steve. So can we get a hello, Steve, in the chat? Because bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve.
Please don't come back. All right, here we go. We're going to turn around, re-engage the operation. As I mentioned, disengage, re-engage, always important. You can keep the run going. You will be crouching for a little bit, but then you will be actually coming up to a point of being able to, to start running. Now, we're going to be doing our M3 exit. This is a little bit of a risky one. We are going to be doing some backups here. So can we get some blessing most in the chat for this bit? Spiff, did you want to kind of like, you know the backup strat for this, right?
Oh,
Going around the back and crouching.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Steve right now is killing everybody in the room. And as a backup, as a safer way, we're going to slowly approach the elevator where we have to do the hack and make our escape.
We're going to wait for the
Hopefully
Xenomorph
Steve
to
will
try to
up-vent.
up-vent before we do
Yes.
anything.
Yeah.
So silence for a second. Phew, you didn't come around this way, so that's good. Okay. Nice bottom row there, nice.
Clean. That was clean.
That was a nice way to end that. So
Yeah.
okay, so shall we see where we are on our mission splits?
Yeah.
Once again, a time save. Okay. So we're on some good pace right now. And the time save was 8.3 seconds. So we're currently 11.3 seconds ahead of my personal best. This is pretty good, actually.
And all the time save is at the end.
See, I was
All
actually
the
fretting a little bit
big ones.
earlier because when it came to that little box operation, was a little bit slow into re-engaging. So even with all of that, time save is imminent. So we're actually going to be getting one little tool here, and we're never going to use it again ever. So let's get the motion tracker.
But it's real helpful for casual playthroughs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So just got to
use
press
it a lot.
C once. Look down. We're going to loot here. Re-engage. Get some extra loot. I'm going to skip the loot there because it was a bit slow.
No, va tutto bene.
Now, what I just did there was I pressed the right mouse button to basically bring up my revolver, and that actually kind of removes that sort of like locked camera positioning of you looking at the door, so you can just kind of like, just get around it. We're going to be activating this little bit here so we can get loot later on. Now, this is the reason why I have my little tap button here. That was nice.
That was good. Yeah, that was really nice.
It's not the fastest strat that you can do, but it's still very, very nice at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God, that's slow. I might not be on the correct pattern there, but we'll see what happens. Another situation of what I meant earlier about hand-to-eye coordination is tough. It is very, very tough. Now, here comes another human on board that's called Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes is kind of like on the same vibe with us. He's wanted to try to say, hey, there's some situations going down. There's trouble. Help me. You're a working Joe. You're a friendly Joe, so you should help us. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working out that way. Now, Mr. Hughes is having a bit of a harsh time with the Xenomorph. Not Xenomorph, I mean
Mr. Hughes.
with the Joe.
The robot. He's going to get him.
Oh.
Oh, Hughes. Oh, God.
Can we get an F in chat for Mr. Hughes and an O to 7 as well at the same time? Thank
He's not
you.
gonna walk that off.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
yeah.
So, as I mentioned earlier on about the case of the camera not being in its potential right cycle, you see these little bits on the floor here. Now, the camera is kind of like survey around the way, and we want to make sure that we can get past it without it activating. So, okay, we're full of bonding agents right now. So, we're going to see what else other stuff is over here.
Yeah, so obviously the robots, the Working Joes, are now aggro. So if you get seen by the camera, they will come for you.
All right, the door's open for us. Doesn't matter if we get the camera there. So there's going to be some more Working Joes down this way also. We want to make sure that we got our revolver ready. So you can see right here, we got a revolver. We're going to be using the revolver very soon to actually try to hit the chest of the androids. That will cause a 10-second global cooldown for being able to get grabbed. And that way we can get past like a flurry of the androids at any time. So what we're trying to do now, by the way, lore-wise, is that we're trying to talk to Verlaine because we're trying to get back in contact with Torrens because we managed to land on Sevastopol, but they need to know where we are. Also try to get in touch with Samuels and Taylor because, again, we don't know where they are. And we're going to go to this little communication terminal. Now, the fun thing is that when you're at a distance of radius from it, like the androids are at a distance of radius, so you don't have to do the free mini games. You can just go to the back of it and press E. Very handy. Going back around, skipping cutscene. Now, do we get the door? Nah, sometimes if you go fast enough, this door will be open for you, but sometimes, especially with this, I'm not going to get the fastest cycle, so not this time. Now, are you going to behave? Okay, so you can see that oh, come on. Whoa, I just saw that android last second.
Look down at your keyboard. Yeah.
So we're going to shoot on the floor there because we want this android to start walking towards us. They are. They probably heard our first one. I almost did not press the right buttons again.
That was good.
I didn't see where I was putting my fingers. So good thing is that we managed to get past that just fine. I managed to hit them in the chest because, again, that was more than a 10-second situation. And we got into the tram very easy. Now, if the tram is occupied by an android, you won't be able to have the doors open for you. You have to kill the android with, I think it's 3 headshots in Novice. Obviously, Nightmare is a little bit more. So, again, make sure you go fast. Make sure we go fast. So here we're going to go down again. The Xenomorph is technically active around its way, so we still need to keep our speed so we can go into a pattern where they won't be able to attack us. There is a little android over here. Again, we're going to do a nice little chest shot. Boom. I'm going to do a little fun strat I like to call the Texas two-step here. So basically, tap right and tap left. And you can see that he's like looking over to the...
Gosh.
He's looking for where we were going to go, but we kind of said, psych! And went over to the left.
Snapped his legs.
Exactly. So it's a nice little way to get past that android quickly, and we're good to go. Now, again, as I keep on mentioning, disengage, re-engage, because we're going to be going into the load zone. That removes our keyboard controls, DJ deck controls, and then we can make our way through. But the Xenomorph is actually active in this area. We're trying to make our way to the Psymed, but before we do that, we want to loot around a little bit. So we got some nice little chests over here. And what I'm doing is I'm pressing the R key. The R key allows us to take all. Now, sometimes you'll see that it doesn't go away quickly. That's because we are completely full of... I should have run a little bit earlier, but still. We're completely full of the amount of loot that we can hold of that specific item. What we will be doing in a second whilst we're waiting for this tram is just kind of building a few things so that we can actually take in some more... loot later on. So we're going to craft a med kit, which is always handy. I'm going to press Q so I can back out of it and occupy a few more slots. Cool. And in we go. All right, how does that go for my current PV? Shall we have a look-see? Shall we have a look-see? Time save again. And it is by... 4.6 seconds. So our current PB pace is 15.9 seconds ahead of my personal best. So this is, again, a very exciting run because we could be achieving a personal best world record here on GDQ today. Spiff, did you want to talk a little bit about the lore about what's going on over here?
Are we about to find Taylor and Samuels?
We are indeed.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so basically the Marshal has lost control of the station, and he has. Actually, I'm not 100% sure what's going on.
So, what's it? So, Coolman has like the ability to take us to a point where there is some med kits to help out
Yeah.
Taylor, basically. But it's more of the sort of situation of like, help me, help you, if that makes sense. So, you just saw Taylor on the floor there. Run past again. We will help them, but we already know what we're doing, so we need to go fast and leave Taylor just injured on the floor there. The concept of this game is alternative route to Electric Boogaloo. Things aren't as straightforward as they were, so you always have to find like an alternative like way to get from A to B, because the way that you want to go is definitely not the available way to you. So we're going to be going through a lot of like vents. We're going to be going through a lot of like these little cubby holes, and it will take us to the destination that we want. Now, again, we're going to try and do the peek fall in a second, which will, again, cancel the animation. It saves a few seconds as well. So let's see if we can get it.
Yeah, and everyone kind of leads you around. You're kind of the errand dog for many characters, so...
I didn't get it, unfortunately, because we'll be running straight away, but you heard that little...
Yeah.
So that's usually an indication that didn't go too well. All right, so we're pretty good in health right now, so we don't need to really craft anything. I guess I can make a med kit for now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Coolman's basically going to say, like, hey, this is what I want you to do. If you help me and you get the key card and stuff for that, then like I say, we'll work together.
Codice d'accesso?
Yeah, it's literally as easy as that, basically. So there's a little bit of a new thing that we'll be introducing very shortly, which is some doors which require number input. Fun fact, if you are on PC, you don't have to do the WSD to actually try to get to each number. You can do the numpad. Now, I've actually got my numpad on this top row here. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 on the other side. So
Nice.
memory sometimes is a little bit tough. All right, 1 second. Yep. Let's go. And re-engage. We're going to go to this computer here. It's got some information for us of the code, so we need to go Downy, QQ.
Nice.
Turn around. There was some revolver bullets there, but I'm not going to worry too much. There's going to be an animation here of the Xenomorph dropping down. Right mouse button to get out of it. And I'm going to need a little bit of focus here. Oh, shit. Not the fastest, but I'm going to try for it. I think that was enough time. So what we need to do is we need to keep on running. Hopefully, if we did the right cycle, the Xenomorph won't drop at this point. We can get the key card, no problem. We need to pick up a blueprint on the same way. So let's see if we got this. Risky. There's one beep. I think it's fine. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine.
This mission can be absolutely killer on your first playthrough.
Oh my goodness me. Like, the amount of hiding you have to do is unreal.
Yeah.
Like, how long was your first playthrough actually, Spiff, on this?
I did Nightmare, and it was I think around 35 to 40 hours.
That sounds about the same, actually. Like, it will take you about, like, around 30, 40 hours, depending on your skill level. But I'd say it's a very, very good challenge at the same time.
Yeah.
Ooh, flares, nice. Okay. Ooh, that was-
Yeah, and Novice Steve is very inconsistent here, so it's not always just a free dub if you know what you're doing.
Now, Coolman here is going to engage the elevator to us so we can go over to getting the medkits. Unfortunately, they're going to meet a fiery fate. They're going to die by the Xenomorph, so not a good time.
Yeah. Bye, Coolman.
Okay, look. There we go. So this might not be a gold split. I think we're going to lose a little bit of time here. No, I got a gold split.
Oh my gosh.
How am I doing this?
It's the gold road.
I hope I'm on my personal best comparatives because it's interesting otherwise, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you see your final time on your splits?
Yes, 3:01.54 is my PB, so that is my
yeah,
current
that
time.
should be.
All right, so here I'm going to need a little bit of focus. So, Spiff, if you want to do some commentation, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So you have to enable access to a vent nearby that you use to exit this area, but in order to do that, there's a number of like freeze modules that you have to turn on to gain access to rooms. Steve is everywhere, in this mission. Like, especially on Novice, it can be insanely inconsistent on when he decides to show up. So you can see Nico's doing a lot of like crouch hopping and silent movement, and just, yeah, he's gonna throw a flare to distract Steve. It can be just insanely
Oh
sketchy.
boy, that's bad. I whacked the side. Ugh.
That's a good way to get Steve. So there's the vent axis.
Una certa Lingard, speciale medico superiore.
Now, if you just saw there, I pressed this little button here. I've actually assigned my a few of my top row buttons to numbers, which actually are the numbers that you can quickly access your weapons. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Waiting for a drop.
Yeah. Oh,
That might be okay. It took a while for it to happen. We're going to do a safety save anyway, so let's see how this goes, shall we?
yeah,
Okay.
Nico shot there to try and get Steve to drop in the room as he was leaving.
Okay. Please, please, please.
Looking good.
It's good. It's good!
It is good.
Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a time here to quickly go to the terminal. What we need to do is we need to press E, down, down, turn around, get over to here. And there's going to be 2505. And I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to run.
Sure.
Sto arrivando.
Do a few crouch hops. Just make sure we're absolutely silent. Sprint burst a little bit more.
So here we
Then
have
run the rest of the
humans
way.
And Steve. So we're going to be going to get the med kit for Taylor. But there is a lot going on.
Samuel,
There's the med kit.
ho i medicinali.
And no humans as well. Perfect. Just,
perfect.
just what the doctor ordered. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're in here, we're safe for a little bit. We're basically re-engaging power to this terminal here because this is going to reactivate the just a general like power to the whole vicinity of I forget exactly where we are at the moment, but it's going to open up another sort of like an emergency escape for us basically, and from there. Rerouting to Electric Boogaloo. I'm not lying about this. We're doing a lot of alternative routing to try to get back to Taylor and Samuels because our initial route was kind of blocked off, unfortunately. So bad times there. I'm also going to
you
try
know
and
the-
hack a little bit. I mean, no, make a pipe bomb.
Do you know the origin of Steve as
You know
the
what?
name for the
I
alien?
think it might be Psychohypnotic who named it Steve, right?
Okay.
I
That would
think.
make sense.
Okay. Now that we've escaped through the, well, we're activating the escape like run. I don't like that sound. They sounded very close there. I'm gonna. Oh wow.
That is a human.
Oh boy.
Thankfully,
Oh boy.
in Novice, we have a good amount of health.
They have never been like that close at that point. I lost a lot of health, so I'm gonna have to do a safety heal very shortly. Okay,
And
headphone
warning.
warning, everybody. Please turn on your headphones. This is going to be a loud explosion. So this is your warning. Big boom in a second. And there we go. So you can turn the volume back up now. So a gas leak, I guess, basically. Everything's on fire. Fire, 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 fire. Now, funny thing about this little section here, the amount of times I died in this little bit, being like, I don't know what's going on, I can't seem to get out. I'm struggling, I'm struggling. You have to look up. It's
Yeah.
not often video games make you look up. They try to utilize all sense of visual direction, but right here, look up. Make sure that you can basically spam E. So literally all I got to do is hold on my channel fader 1. Scroll. Easy peasy.
Yeah, I remember running around in here before getting burned to a crisp my first playthrough.
How many times? It's
Probably twice.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
So we're going to be coming up to Mission 7 very shortly. Mission 7 is one of the run enders. I'm putting it out very much out there. It is a run ender, so I am going to be quiet. I'm going to be focusing because this is tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching a number of no loot speedruns, and if you don't get perfect luck on Mission 7, it's over.
All right. So from here on out, we're good to go. My Google Hub scared me for a second. It's actually restarting. Sometimes it tells me that like I've lost connection to the downloading protocol, and I'm just like, well, thank goodness that's not the case.
Yeah.
My ISP is weird. Right, so we're going to continue to go down, and again, this is another way around to trying to get to Samuelson Taylor, but it's not as easy as once thought. The elevator that would be usually trying to help us out is actually missing a major component, so we've got to try and find that component and then slowly make our way. I need to get some water in a little bit after this. Once we get into the elevator, I reckon. All right,
Sure.
Spiff, please take it away for a little bit.
All right. So in this room immediately, once you're through this vent, there's a room with a number of humans. The alien is also around, and it's common in a casual playthrough to just get the alien to kill the humans here because the alien is extremely active. What Nico's going to do is, in order to gain access to the component for the elevator, normally you'd have to call upon an android and he'd open the door and lead you there. But Nico's going to set everyone up correctly so that
Ooh, I
human
remembered
opens the door
med
for him.
kit.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, he'll take out the human, he'll be in there on his own, and then we'll just have to hope again that Steve doesn't mess with him. So right now, he's in the room with the new people.
Potrebbero essercene altri. Sparate a tutto quello che si muove. Ma che casino.
All right, let's go.
Despite how chill they looked, they will open fire.
Shoot once here to try to lure the humans over.
Yeah.
Shoot again. Stop running. Crouch hop from here. You can run from this point. There is some faster strats for this bit, but this is the strategy that I am comfy with. It is a bit slower, but again, do what is comfy at this point in time, right? Here we go.
Yeah.
Comfortable is consistent, and consistent is fast.
Yeah.
Next thing we're going to be doing around here is we're going to be safe to save him because we're going to try to hopefully reset the positioning of the humans to be closer to the point of the door that we're going to... Oh, okay, I messed up there. I didn't save, so that's a time loss. Okay. Yes, okay, good.
Yes, if you're confused at all why this mission is reset heavy, you're about to see how...
That was a lot of beeps there, that's good.
Be.
I open the door. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry about my... Oh, no, okay, I got to reset. I ran out of bullets there, so this is going to be a bit of a time loss, unfortunately.
So
It's all right. We're still pretty early in.
It's not a huge time loss. It's about 8 seconds.
That's what you want to do. All the humans are
Perfect.
dead. Good.
The door is open.
All the humans are dead. Good. That is. Take that out of context all you want.
Xenomorph runs behind us as well. You can hear that screech. We got to be careful for this next bit. Whoa, they're going wild right now. They are
Ripley.
screeching up the wazoo. I'ma be careful.
Ripley has absolutely no aiming ability. It is not within her skill set. So those first missed shots on the canister were not
Oh my goodness me. That is
Steve.
we're not going to be peeping today, unfortunately. I mean, we may be, but it's very risky. So,
keep faith.
oh, big time loss.
Nice.
Okay, he's not moving around as much this time, so
Good.
this might be okay.
He just has to make it to the elevator.
I'm like legit holding my breath. Like this is really tense.
Same here.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of scary Mission 7s. Alright,
Okay.
we're in. Tentatively.
Okay, good.
Alright, we're actually through.
All right.
Not insane losses. I would say.
We are definitely
Probably, yeah.
over the time game that we have saved, so we'll probably be about a minute ahead of our PB. Again, there is still time that we can save. There's still time that we
Yeah.
can save, technically, so... Like I say, we won't hold our breath, and we'll see what we can do, right? We'll see what we can
Keep
do.
an eye on it.
Yeah. It always happens. Steve just never is, especially in that mission there. Steve is never
Yeah.
predictable anyway, so you are at the mercy to the unpredictable, AI of the Xenomorph, basically. So let's see how much of a time loss we are currently at. Just under a minute. We are plus 48 seconds. So I'll keep you updated. We'll see if we can gain it back. We'll find out, shall we? Okay. Right. I need to calm my nerves a little bit. So, Swift, did you want to take over a little bit?
Yeah, Mission 7 it's kind of known as the mission with a million strategies because AI runners have tried for years to tame it, but the result is kind of a lot of ways to do it, and none of them work perfectly.
That's very true. Okay. So, we're going to be finding Taylor and Samuels again, but they're actually joined by a few more humans. They are part of the Colonial Martial Bureau, so they're going to say, hey, once again, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Why don't you try and re-engage control to the trams and everything? So that's what we're going to do. Making our way over to the transit control, try to re-engage power, and yeah, there's a fun little surprise on the way as well. So once again, we need to do the wrench by pressing the left and right mouse button, pressing left. Once we do this, we need to press the elevator button, and then we can craft a little bit. Okay, so let's see if we can craft pipe bomb. Yes, thank you. I'll grab that mech in a second, just for good measure.
Yeah, but just over half health.
Yeah. Oh,
That
there we go.
is the nice thing about Novice is we will not be in shortage of loot.
Absolutely. Right, so we're going to get a flare here. We're going to activate it. We're going to throw this in a second because we want to basically attract the human and forthcoming android to go and look at the point of the flare. I should have activated it a while ago, so we'll see how this strat goes. I'm a bit worried about the timing of that, but we'll see what happens. Okay.
It's a good thing you healed.
Absolutely. Okay, it's all looking fine at the moment. Now, the fun thing about this as well is that oh my goodness me. We needed a little bit of a distance away, and it reactivated its animation, like it got out of his animation very quickly, so that was a bit of a shame. I've only got one revolver bullet as well, which is kind of worrying.
Well, it's Novice. You could bop him if you want.
Twist it or pull it?
Pull it.
Okay, so we'll just take another grab anyway, because we are going to be taking a little bit more damage from the Xenomorph, from the android here in just a moment.
Okay.
Like, here's the thing, on Novice, damage is minimal. damage is absolutely minimal. So whilst we are doing this little hacking here, we're going to be taking consistent damage from the Joe, and not above her. Not above
Yeah,
her.
what percent per hit do you think it does?
Oh god, I'm probably thinking about like maybe like 1 or 2%. Honestly, like it's very minimal.
I was looking like maybe even a 3%.
Oh, is it a 3?
Oh yeah, he's good, yeah.
Okay, now what we need to do here as well is look down and then again scroll the E time dial here so we can get into the vent without him grabbing us again. So here we go. Boom. Oh my god,
Nice.
I just heard that like a bit of a like they tried to hit us but they missed. I fired and I missed and I fired and again and fired and I missed. So that's fine. That's fine. Now, it's not the end of the mission yet. We got a little bit more before we have our the best mission ever.
Yeah,
the best mission ever.
M9. I love M9.
So what we're going to try to aim to do here, depending on the way there's 4 humans that's going to be coming down very shortly. They're going to try to their patrol to see if they can find us. If they come closer to us, we're going to try to stun baton them. What I'll do here as well is I'll just heal. Screw it. So let's see if we can see which direction they're coming. I have my stun baton ready. Otherwise, we'll just use our wrench and hit them. Cool, they're coming towards us, so this actually makes it a lot easier. So here we go.
It's wrenching time.
Oh, come on. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, let's run.
Oh, good.
Okay, so the reason that we do this is these bodies are like they carry a lot of loot basically. Lots of revolver ammo, just what I wanted. Come on, there we go. You can see like when it goes to full, that means that we got all the loot from that body there. All right, so again, this is not the end of the mission. We still got a little bit to do. What we've done now is because we have re-engaged the transit control, we're now making our way over to the Colonial Marshal Bureau, and I think it's Marshal Waits is going to be kind of like filling us in on what's been going down, because again we came over to the case of like trying to find again the flight recorder for our mother, but whilst there has been so much commotion going on Sevastopol, we should probably get filled in with the small details, just a little bit of the small details. But at the same time, we're going to be talking to somebody who actually knew our mother and actually kind of like was on I think they were on the same ship at the same time, if my lore is correct.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So they're going to give us a little bit of a flashback for like, you know, basically how they brought the xenomorph on board. It was this person. They're the cause of why the xenomorphs are on here, and in general.
You're the problem.
All right, so we're going to stop here. We're going to loot the box just to see if there's any fun things that we can grab. Whilst I'm at it, I'm going to craft another med kit so we can also get that SCI injector back as well. Okay.
Do you think those guys, how do you think they'd feel knowing that they got beat up by someone using a music controller? I think they'd be ashamed.
Well, like, then
I'd be
all they need to
ashamed.
do is come to my gig then, right?
Oh yeah, true.
All right, so we're just waiting for Marshal Waits to basically fill us in, and as soon as we get that little bit of dialogue, we're going to hit this button, and we're going to talk to Marlo. Marlo is the person who is being held hostage because Marlo basically spilled to these lots that, hey, it was my fault. I'm sorry. But again, they don't like that, so we're just we're saying that, hey, my mother is Ellen Ripley, and he's like, wait a second. Okay, I'll talk to you and you alone, because at least you have some kind of reason for me to talk to you. And we're going to get a bit of, like I say, we're going to get a flashback from their perspective. It is the best mission ever. I lie through the skin of my teeth. It is the slowest mission ever. So there's a lot of time to just chillax, relax, hang about. How are we all doing in chat, by the way? How are you all keeping? Amber, Spiff, how are you both doing?
Oh, I'm doing good.
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying hanging out in chat while y'all take care of this run. Like, Spiff's doing amazing commentary. Nico, you've been doing an amazing commentary yourself. I've been spreading the YouTube video.
Thank
for folks
you.
who've been asking about how this is working. Nico does have a YouTube video that just dropped earlier today that explains how all of this works. And There we go. I can go ahead and post it in chat. Check that out. It's really awesome. And I just have to ask, like, how do you find, like, you've run this obviously with controller, you've run it with you've run it with Pal Dizzy, your steering wheel, and you've run it with this. Like, how does this compare to, like, any other input method you've used?
This is the toughest one I've ever done, genuinely. Whilst you're on the steering wheel, like, you already have, like, everything at your reach, basically. Like, everything is there, and you don't even need to look. You're just running, basically. But for here, because there's such like a span of your hands, and you're not like, you know, your hands are all over the place. The hand-to-eye coordination is one of the toughest things of this game. Strafing left and right is also one of the toughest things as well. Sometimes I may accidentally nudge this, which is coming to a point where I may just remove this crossfader as an input because of how often I have accidentally done it. But at the same time, it's surprisingly flawless for, like, you know, you see the camera, like, oh, what? It's absolutely flawless. Like, myself and my moderator, Dennis on the internet, a big, like, thanks to him because they spent time. They tried to make sure that I was comfortable in doing this run. They wanted to make sure that the movement of, like, how much you are turning was actually, like, you know, a reasonable amount. Like, you're not going to overturn, you're not going to overstep yourself. Everything's flawless from that point onwards. So it took a little bit of getting used to because we obviously mapped it, and I had to do a run of it to see, like, how comfortable I felt. And it took me a few tries, but then I started to, like, I went from like a 4-hour 30-minute to a free, like, sub 4 hour. Then I was bringing it down, the more comfortable I was getting. It was just like, it takes a bit of getting used to, but it's not the first and the last game I'm going to be playing on the decks. I'm actually planning, hopefully, to get Tomb Raider OG, PS1 OG, working with the decks later on this week, potentially Sunday. So we'll see if that goes well. But again, if anybody does want to see, like, the actual process of how he came up with the concept, how we came up with the program, the software, the coding, in order to be able to actually make this a reality. There is a video that Damper did drop just a little bit above, and it gives into great detail about how we made this work as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to talk about this, but yeah, not just DJ deck runs I do at the same time. I also do many other unconventional controllers. I do steering wheel. I've done DK bongos. I've done the Ultra Racer 64 controller, which is actually something that I used to use for Wave Race, believe it or not, and a few other, like, racing games. And
I own
I've
one
got
of those.
Yeah. So I've also got myself, well, thanks to one of the community members, a DDR pad. So that is a plan for us to do at some point. And I'm currently working on my next video for probably one of the crazier controllers that's going to be coming up very, very soon. Obviously, there have been some amazing unconventional streamers and content creators. Most recently, somebody using an EEG on their head to be able to, like, control with their, like, the functions of the brain, basically.
Waves to controls.
It's honestly incredible. I've got a few friends, like Dr. Decomposing, that uses an air saxophone, like a digital saxophone, to control Elden Ring, for example. There's just so much you can do, and it's an amazing way to challenge yourself. And Lucy Meow, I see you in the chat there. What is my favorite song? You're gonna laugh at this. It's a classic Scooter, the Logical song. When I was young, it seemed life was so wonderful. It just throws back nostalgia, if you know what I mean. Okay, a quick lore before we do anything. We're basically going to be going over to the distress beacon, which we found on this desolate moon, and this one over here basically is going to actually have some traces of the past people who came here, which is actually like Ellen Ripley's crew, essentially. And after that, it was more of a case of we're trying to turn off the distress beacon as well, and try to just look around. We're going to be going into, oh goodness me, I'm going to scroll down in my notes quickly to tell you exactly where we are. We're going to be going to,
like a spaceship.
Yeah, it's a spaceship, but there's a name for it. The derelict. There we go. The derelict. And in the room, there's the inside of the room. There's going to be something called the navigator, which if you've seen the movies, you'll get a great amount of like lore nostalgia from that as well. Yeah, basically. We'll kind of talk a little bit more from there. But Spiff, did you want to talk about yourself a little bit and kind of like the content that you do as well, so people can go check you out at the same time?
Yeah, sure. Actually, this is the first game that I ever speedran, so it definitely holds a special place in my heart. I ran any percent, which is only 4 missions because we go from mission 3 to 18. But it's really what got me into speedrunning, and now it's something that I've been able to make, I guess, a career out of. I make videos and I stream on various speedruns and challenges. Been playing, like I've started with horror on Alien, and I've continued with horror to this day.
And most notably at the moment, your bread and butter is Five Nights at Freddy, and you've been killing it on that scene. You've been killing it, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's always
And I
amazing to.
know-
Oops, sorry, continue. Sorry.
Well, I know Amber had some things that they wanted to bring up as well. during
Just
this
a couple
time.
of quick announcements. Just to remind everyone that if you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, use ! links in Twitch chat for all things GDQ, and that your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support Games Done Quick with AGDQ 2023 costs, including the hotel cancellation costs. So please consider subscribing to help support Games Done Quick.
Please
And,
consider
if
the
you want-
subscriber.
That's not nearly as good as like last month when I was hosting the annual showrunner relay that we like to do. Where I was like, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to press the like bucket on the video. And like, all right,
Buckets of
we go.
I
likes.
love that. I love that. That's amazing. Oh, so good.
That is funny. I like that. Yeah.
Freudian slips up the wazoo, am I right?
absolutely.
So there you go. You can see the navigator over there, by the way. So this is a fun little thing over here. Heist can take forever or not at all to get to us.
Yeah.
RNG as well.
11 seconds, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And when world records are really tight, you can basically lose runs on mission 9.
Hey, he's right there. Let's go. That was a really good point, actually.
Same goes for some of the trams. They can take kind of plus or minus 10 seconds, and that can make a big difference when time is tight.
All right, so in this little room here, like we've been kind of like keeping a track on this one thing that we used once, by the way. That. like again, just like with the motion tracker, we only need to press this once because we don't need to use it at all. We kind of tracking where the distress beacon is in the first place. And here it is. Through the beaming lights, we find something very disturbing, which is this big old thing.
And then you stick your hand in it because
Yeah.
that's just the most obvious and logical thing to do in this situation.
Absolutely. Like, ooh, pretty,
Touch the
pretty
blue
viscous.
light.
This is. Let's see where our hand goes, I guess. I don't know.
And then even more shockingly, it works.
Yeah.
He manages to stop the emergency broadcast.
It's like his own second nature of thought, wasn't it? Of course. Okay, so you see that there's this objective updated, return to the winch. So whilst we've been kind of dealing with the touchy, they've set up a winch to kind of like explore further of the derelict as well. Now, here's the thing as well. Inside of the derelict is actually a alien nest. So they don't know that. They have no idea what this whole thing is. Like, you wonder why, like, they saw traces of the Nostromo crew, because they figured it out as well at the same time, and they tried to trying to get out of Dodge, basically. And that's where the problem lays with Marlowe and why he is locked up in there in the first place. Because one of the other crew members, well, this is the cutscene that we're going to be skipping, by the way. One of the other crew members basically gets himself infected by a wonderful thing called a face hugger, which is one of the most annoying things that actually can ruin some PB runs as well. You'll see probably in Mission 14 and Mission 18. And they keep it a secret. It's like, okay, nothing happened. You've taken it off. Let's just get back and pretend nothing happens. And then after a period of time, watch Alien. Just watch Alien. You'll get it.
Yes, they do a classic horror movie mistake of, oh, the egg is opening. Let's look inside the opening egg.
And then it leads to the, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. God. I had to throw...
Those never change, Nico.
Hey, I had to throw a Spaceballs reference in there somewhere. I mean, come on, it's Alien after all. So yeah, that's basically what happened. Is that it'll obviously lead to the creation of another xenomorph, which will be roaming around on the Nostromo, and that's one of the causes for why Ellen Ripley did not come back. So here we go. We're going to be skipping a cutscene. Would you believe I saved time in Mission 9?
Yeah, you could for sure.
I did.
Oh, heck yeah,
I saved I saved 7 seconds.
Yeah. That sounds like Mission 9.
That is a hefty time save. There was even bits where I was going slow. I don't know what happened there. All right then, I just saved 7 seconds in Mission 9, the slowest mission of them all. Cool.
And now it's time to cook.
Yeah, so on the note of the Breaking Bad reference, excuse me.
Not really.
I caught that. I was like, wait a second, did you just...
Unintentional Breaking Bad reference.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, this is slow. We're losing a lot of time here, unfortunately. I was trying to just see if there's any other extra loot, but we're going to be getting the flamethrower, one of the best weapons of this game. But here's the thing about it as well. Once we've actually picked up the flamethrower, we're actually going to back out because we want to start the cutscene, basically. Well, let's say cutscene, but the talking of Waits, so that he can open up a door for us. Okay, let's go. So you see this door here? Like, that's like, if we looted at that point, it would take a long time for that whole dialogue to happen again. We're going to be heading over to basically try and find a way to get rid of the xenomorphs on Sevastopol. They've got a plan. They've got an idea. So again, it's up to us, Amanda Ripley, to face danger.
Yeah, they are also making a very bold assumption that there is one singular xenomorph on the station.
There we go. So once we've obviously hit that button to call the tram to go over, we need to loot around because, again, we need more loot at this point. Any loot is good loot right now. So especially as I didn't have any like revolver bullets earlier on, it's probably for the best that I just see what's available. Okay, here we go. Nice. We got a bit more loot. I've missed that a little bit, but that's fine. We got full of blasting caps, so that's also fine. If you've got enough time, we'll try and craft another weapon. I got some more, like maybe some med kits or whatever it is.
Pipe bomb at some point?
I think we got a pipe bomb, didn't we? We could craft another. Ooh. Let's see. Pipe bomb. Yep.
How many planned pipe bomb uses do you have?
Not many. Oh, hold on. We've got one in mission 16. We've got one in this mission as well that we could use, or we could use a revolver, but I'm going to look after my revolver bullets.
Right.
That's mostly it, I guess, but it's good to at least have a few because pipe bombs you need to craft yourself. Now, from here, again, it's going to be a lot of focusing, so I will let Spiff kind of like take over the reins for a little bit. I'm going to be doing some backups here because I don't know the fastest strats, plus it's probably not going to be the most viable on the DJ deck, so I'm going to be taking it slow and kind of rolling through the strategies that I know and hoping for the best. So here we go.
Right. Yep. Yeah, mission 10 is pretty intense. Essentially, the goal of the mission is to isolate the alien and launch it off of the station. But there are a lot of steps that you have to do to make that happen, and the alien is extremely aggro and active during this mission. There are 3 main parts, I believe.
That's correct. People like to say 4, like, you know, the little prelude into this mission is a part, but this is, I say 3.
Sentito? Andiamo.
Yes, and of course, you are the bait. Because nobody else is really as capable as Amanda and her amazing aim.
All right, I'm listening out for the xenomorph now to see what kind of pattern that I might be entailing.
Steve.
Why? I am safety saving. Are you kidding me? They have never dropped air for me ever, so that's fun.
Yeah, when Steve comes, as you just saw there, Nico can get Steve to upvent by hitting with a couple bursts of the flamethrower. Obviously, the flamethrower has limited ammo, and it is the most valuable tool in our arsenal, so we do not want to be running out of flamethrower fuel.
I'm probably going to be using a lot of flamethrower fuel here, just so that we can go a little bit faster and catch up with some time loss. Waiting.
Yeah, even though you now have a tool to defend against the alien, the trade-off is that the alien wants you that much more now.
Yeah, we're not getting a PB today. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So as you see there, like once you start to flame the Xenomorph once, they become a little bit more aggressive every time. So I'm not exactly helping my case here. So they're probably going to drop again in a second.
Steve gets used to the heat. And yeah, obviously, we're running as much as possible for speed, but in a casual playthrough, your average player would be walking, if not straight crouching through all of this, because running makes noise, and noise brings Steve. And Steve is scary. Rage, no drop.
We're good.
Nice.
Okay, get to the computer. We're going to be trying to override the door access. Oh, no, not that one. Okay, good. We're going to crouch. We're going to try to get underneath here. There is a little glitch that can happen here, which can basically ruin, like, you know, crash a game. We need to make sure that, like, we wait for that objective updated before you actually enter this little area here. I'm going to safety save once again because, again, I don't trust Novice.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
There's definitely points where we can make noise and force Steve down, but here, and especially in Novice, it's... And with the challenge of moving around smoothly with the DJ deck, it's really up to Steve. What he plans on doing here.
Here we go.
Well, hi. Or goodbye. Oh, it's...
I am not... What? Excuse me?
It's doing laps for a bit there.
Yeah, just like... I don't know. A quick little detour to have a look at the glorious sights and then just skedaddle skadoodle, I guess.
Getting his steps in. He's down today.
Yeah. You got to read that Google Fits, you know, the health points, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Okay, so once we've basically done this little hack here, the Xenomorph is going to be in a certain cycle. So what we want to do, this is probably better on Nightmare than it is Novice. We're going to try to close these doors off so that we're trapping the Xenomorph essentially. We're going to head over to this little side here. We're going to try to make some noise as soon as he drops to try and explore this area. And then we're going to hide. And then we're going to craft and loot. So here we go. There we go. Crouch up a little bit just for some extra silence. There we go. Flamethrower fuel as well, nice. So let's craft some stuff. Noisemaker will need one for later in mission 15, so we'll get that sorted. Med kits, we'll craft another one just in case. Pipe bomb, we'll craft another. Flashbang, I don't really care about. Med kits, we're fine. Free. I'm pressing that button there to call my flamethrower quickly. Okay, let's go. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. Normally, I should safety save there, but I'm feeling frivolous. Let's try to do this. Let's try and just get out and go into the next part, which is going to be called Gemini, which does have some sort of like very fair strats. So we're going to see how the Xenomorph behaves in a section here as well. Okay, no drop, we're fine.
If it isn't obvious...
There's a drop.
Steve one-shots.
Okay, we're fine.
Nice. Didn't take too much damage either.
Okay. It got very close to us at the end there. Now, what I'm doing from here is as soon as the load comes back in, I'm going to be re-initializing our run and our forward motion. So as soon as we get some control, we'll be running in the direction that we need to. It's a nice little sort of like time save to actually direct yourself where you want to run. So there we go. This is another mission, but all of this part of the mission here, I will be needing to focus. So Spiff, when you're ready to tell them about Gemini.
Yeah. Yeah, this place is, is big. It's complicated. Nico's got a number of tasks to seal off areas where he's been and lead the alien towards the last area where we'll be essentially attempting to launch him. And we have just leveled up our ability to burn things and are now good to use it. There's some very sketchy areas here because now in addition to the alien as an enemy, there's going to be an android here as well.
We're going to wait for the android to come through before we actually get to the computer. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, because the android is not angry until you input this command. Now the android's angry.
Okay, so I'm going to do something that I saw in one of our other runners, other speedrunners, Carax, for his run recently. Basically, just run all the way because, again, Xenomorph will drop when they want to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good.
The nice thing about doing the flamethrower bursts is that it preserves fuel while having the same effectiveness on Steve. And it's a way for speedrunners to know exactly where Steve is at in terms of tolerance. That's just a knockdown.
Yeah, knockdowns don't take off any health, basically. So as long as we flamed it a little bit, then it's usually fine. If you don't flame it at all, it will sometimes cause an instant death, which is not what we want in this game. It's a huge time loss.
Yeah.
They downvented there. But we were just up on the ladder enough to be able to get to this bit. It's been a while since I've done this
Nice.
strat. I love doing that strat. Basically, as soon as they drop, we make them up vents, and it kind of puts them into a specific kind of cycle, which is a lot of fun. Sometimes they don't drop a novice like that, so cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Best use of revolver shots.
Oh boy, he's right next to me. Huh.
Alright. Nice.
Okay, they're right there. You know what? Let's just go flame him.
But he looks so
Cool.
passive.
All right, let's see how this bit
hanging
goes
out.
here. Now we're going to be getting our pipe bomb here, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Steve is probably going to drop. Yep, I knew it. There we go, finally. Took a bit of time. Now, because the
Nice.
Xenomorph is a little bit more active around this way, they may drop in a moment, so I need to get into this little cubbyhole quickly. Avoid the vents here, because again, if you go underneath the vents, they can drop down. Yep, I heard the drop. I knew it. Making my way downtown, walking past the faces boss, and I'm into KG348. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Last part of Mission 10.
This bit is weird and novice. Like
Yeah.
honestly, the strategies are just not there. Like, I mean, some novice runners are able to get maybe something, but it's never going to be the same. There is a better setup for doing this bit, but again, I am not the most confident in the better strategies. So for what I know, this is a nightmare strat, basically. We're going to try to get as much loot as we can on the way as well. Sprint bursting as well, just to be able to try to get to our destination just a little bit quicker, basically. Right, so we're going to go up from here.
Yeah, and when it comes to doing any sort of normalized strats for runs, just the fact that on the DJ deck, it's so much harder to take perfect lines. It already makes normalized strats
Wait.
no longer as consistent as they might be on computer.
All right, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to try to shoot to the right, whack the door a few times to try to lure the Xenomorph over a little bit. So we're hoping that this works.
Smack it.
It probably won't, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
It did! What? I have never had that happen before. That actually is a strategy that could potentially work.
Nice.
It's sweet. Only on the GDQ run, am I right?
Yeah.
Like, again, the game giveth, the game taketh away, I guess. And that was
Big
a
time.
strat that I actually wanted. We'll see how the rest of this
Yeah.
bit goes, though.
A lot of the reason that Novice is so inconsistent is because it's on Nightmare, you know, you hit the wall a couple times, Steve will drop. Whereas on Novice, he's a bit more relaxed, which also makes it hard to predict.
Saving just in case, honestly. It's probably for the best. Yep. Okay. Go, please. Thank you. Take your sweet
Just
time.
thinking about it.
Oh, I should probably reload whilst I'm at it. You're not really supposed to reload, especially when you're on Nightmare, but we're going to pick up a lot of fuel as well on Novice. Again, loot is a lot more friendly on Novice, so it's probably for the best stats. With the limited amount I have, it's fine. It's
And
fine.
lore-wise, despite the team effort to lure the alien and eject it, you have been left behind with the alien because apparently it was too much of a risk to let you back in before ejecting. Steve.
Basically,
You're gone.
Marshall Wace is a bit of a conniving son of a...
Yeah, you saw it on the subtitles.
Wow, that was bad. What? They dropped like right on me, so this is not PV. Ah, that's funny. That's so funny. Ah, well. Again, the game giveth, the game taketh away, am I right?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Steve.
All right. Oh, TJ, you say that this is the weirdest DJ set you've ever seen, by the way. I'm actually looking into be able to try to DJ and play this game at the same time. It's going to sound dreadful, but it'll be an amazing meme. So we're currently looking into the tech for how we're going to be able to do that, because essentially, I should probably talk about how we're making this work in the first place. We're using MIDI that is outputting from the decks, and with that MIDI, we are converting it into keyboard and mouse inputs through the software called FreePie. Unfortunately, there's no FreePie for you, but the software's called FreePie. But anyway, I digress.
I want free pie.
I want FreePie.
Nico, you should treat yourself to some pie after this.
You know what? I'm going to get a big slice of pizza. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any open at this hour. They shut about 20 minutes ago. But tomorrow, I'll treat myself to a pizza.
What
Let's do
time
that.
is it where you are, Nico?
It's Chico time. That's exactly what it is. I made the most British reference. Sorry. It's 4:24 a.m. for me at the moment. Oh, I know the British people in this chat are going to be like, Nico, please. And I'm dead. Oh, I love this run.
This has been a run to end all runs.
I referenced Chico time. I've talked about Spaceballs. What's next? Am I right?
It'd be too bad if Steve didn't get enough screen time. You know, I mean, it's his game.
Yeah, I mean, true, actually.
You're just playing in it.
Okay. Up to, I was going from some old controls there. Sometimes my brain will slip and I'll go to like some older bindings that I once... Whoa! Really? Oh my goodness me!
That's a crazy smack that he does. I haven't seen that often. That must hurt.
It's hurting my feelings. That's exactly what it's done. All right, you know what we'll do? Instead of running, how about we take it slow? I know, a speedrunner going slow. Oh my goodness me. I probably should. Just because it's our third time, we should probably take it a little bit slow. Like, at the same time, we'll probably still be on estimate regardless anyway, because at this current moment in time, we are about a 306 RTA or 301 IGT. Right now, we're about, give or take, maybe about 3-4 minutes. I'm good. Yeah, we're probably about like 3 or 4 minutes ahead of my current PB. So that's what, like 3:10, 3:11. Genuinely, we'll still be in our estimation for this run on Games Done Quick today. Make sure you're following Games Done Quick. If you're watching today and you're not following Games Done Quick, make sure you click that little follow button. Also, your subs, your bitties, and all of your generous kindness towards this amazing platform will go towards some great help for the future of Games Done Quick. Amber, whilst we're waiting for the Xenomorph here, want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So just a reminder to everyone that all of your support, whether it is your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, or any of your bits that are cheered here on the GDQ Twitch channel, do help support Games Done Quick with AGDQ 2023 costs, including hotel cancellation costs, since we went from doing it in person to doing it online. So please consider subscribing to help support Games Done Quick. And also, we do have a couple of events coming up. Frost Fatales 2023 and Unapologetically Black and Fast coming up in the month of February. If you want to find out more about that, go to gamesdonequick.com for Frame Fatales or use !UBAF in chat and you'll get more information about that too.
Amazing. Don't forget, you can also use your Prime Gaming subs as well. If you got Amazon Prime, link it up to Twitch, you get a free sub out of it once a month. And skip the cutscene. Basically, we're going to be getting outside of this ejected place that Marshall Waits took both us and the Xenomorph outside. So we managed to, just in the nick of time, get a spacesuit, get out, manage to land back on Sevastopol, and everything's fine.
That'd be a crazy move to make.
I mean, here's the thing.
Ejected.
Do you want to go into space and try it yourself?
Yeah, and eject yourself back? That's crazy. That's a crazy move.
I mean, like, you gotta give Amanda props where it is, because, like,
yeah,
the bravest soul that I ever know that'll do stuff in space like this. I don't know. Now,
yeah, she's awful at aiming, but she's so good at everything else.
So mission 11 is a lot nicer and a lot more chill, so we can chillax. There is going to be a few little things that comes up here. Lore-wise, we are kind of like, a little bit angry at Marshall Waits. I mean, I would be too. He ejected us into space. We could have, already had a nasty hand of fate there, but apparently we just got okay. Now, let's see if we can do the magic door strat, shall we? It's not really a strat, but we'll see what happens. It doesn't matter, because for some reason it didn't want to let me shoot. All right, so basically in here, there can be a human. I heard a beep, so there's an android. So let's just kind of mosey our way around. If this android joins us, then it will cause a bit of a delay, and we have to kill the androids before we can do anything. We're fine. So you can usually tell that if there's no android in here at this time, the bottom left info will go away, and we can make our way through. So essentially, you can get one human, you can get two humans, you can get one android, you can get two androids, you can get two humans and one android. Anything can just annoy you, or you can get nothing at all. Like, when you get nothing at all, then you know that the run is blessed, if you know what I mean. So, I mean, you saw the kind of luck that we've been having. That was quite indicative. That was a very proven point there. Oh, Xenomorph, I don't like you anymore.
Yeah, and you may recognize we've been here before. The game does a lot of backtracking up until the very end of the game.
That is true. So I'm trying to think about exactly lore-wise exactly what we're doing here. So I'm going to quickly look at my notes that we've written for today.
Yeah, missions 11 through 14, lore-wise, fairly blended in my head.
Yeah, so it's just more of a case of, we're trying to get back to the Colonial Marshal Bureau again, and we're trying to, get back in touch with Marshal Waits and all of the rest of the crew. Yeah. We're hoping that everything will be fine. Because, again,
we're gonna go give Waits a whooping for ditching us.
More than ditching, but that was a bit of a harsh breakup, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so And no, as I keep on mentioning, is reroute to Electric Boogaloo. There's just so many alternative paths, as Spiff just mentioned as well. I'm going to make sure I loot as well. We've got enough blasting caps there. There is a save station just to the left there. If you are learning to run this again, please go to speedrun.com/AI to learn some of the runs. There are some good guides. Carax is making a novice NMG tutorial very, very soon. They've done the first 3 missions of this run. So if you're keen to learn, definitely have a look-see at their channel also. From here, outside there is some humans, which we don't really want to interact with. So we're going to try to gain a little bit more attention. Okay, again, and you saw that there, actually, you saw that. You saw me trying to scroll there, but it wasn't doing any inputs. That's because I was doing it too fast. As I mentioned that this can lose your inputs a little bit. Okay, screw it, let's just try this. Now, that was actually not too bad because the androids are a little bit like focused on the shots from the human there. Ow. The sniper has that kind of aim? I think they're dead now.
Those revolver humans, yeah, they can aim.
Oh Lord, are you coming? Okay, so the reason that we're going into here, this is the route that would take us to the Marshall Bureau, but we can't go. So we're gonna go on that little black little bit there to... Oh, really? You turned around at just the wrong point that I can shoot you? Anyway.
Fancy feet, android, a little bit there.
Oh no! Anyway, that was a little bit of a health loss, but that's fine. Like, as long as we can get off his grasp, because again, we've got the mashing E. It's easy to get out of those grabs, so that is fine. And there again, as I just mentioned, find an alternative route. The name of this game. Literally. So we've dealt with the humans, we dealt with the androids, we're getting out of there, we're finding the alternative route. Now there is actually another android at the end, or at the end of this door in a second, so we need to be careful that the android doesn't interact with us. Usually they've walked over a little bit to the left, or they're right in front of us, so if that happens, just run fast. So we're near the Colonial Marshall Bureau again. There's some nice routes that we can find to actually get ourselves from A to B. Like, I'm glad that they provided all of these alternative routes. Otherwise, this would be a bit of a bad situation for this game, wouldn't it? Like, sometimes that can happen. I'm sorry, you didn't hear that split because it doesn't come through the audio. But sometimes when you go into certain areas or you walk over certain ledges, Amanda would just yelp for no reason. It's just more of a case of like, the game just thinks, oh no, I'm in danger. Or as Ralph Wicken goes, I'm in danger. So, yeah, that just happens sometimes. That was the pun.
These guys are...
Yay! Fun fact, everyone's dead here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, here's the thing though. I think it's like, if I remember right, it's Marshall Waits has kind of gone on a bit of a... No, it's Marlowe. Marlowe's gone on a bit of a rampage. They escaped out of the area and they, obviously they want to be able to try to explode Sebastopol, explode any kind of trace of the xenomorph and, try to be the victor, basically. However, it doesn't quite work out like that. So we're trying to stop them from doing that. Now, Ricardo is the only human that still exists. So Ricardo is now our friend and they're going to try to help us to be able to get to our destination, if you know what I mean. So, because Ricardo is on our side. Ricardo wants us to escape. They want us to tell the story of what's going on here because we're going to find out a little bit more soon why the xenomorphs are kind of like priority. Because you remember earlier on with Mr. Hughes, right? That the android was like, sorry, I can't help you because even though you are in danger, you're my enemy now, kind of. But we've always wondered, like, why? Why is that happening? I'm sure it's been in the back of your mind, surely. So we're going to figure out about that very soon in the next few missions. And it's actually a very interesting situation as to why. Right now, we're waiting for... Sorry, sorry. We're just waiting for the... We're waiting for the tram to come through to take us to the next area. Sorry, Spiff, please go ahead now then.
I just wanted to say, why have the robots become so angry?
Because, again... Everything else that is not a xenomorph is a threat. So, go. We are not a xenomorph, at least last time I checked. And I'll go, we're a threat. This is going to probably not work. We'll find out. Okay, it's fine. Again, as I keep on mentioning, whenever we're in the trams, if the androids do come into the same place with us, then it could be a case that it takes a while for anything to happen because we need to kill the android. I actually saved time there, and it saved 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
That's quite a bit.
We're back on 244 plus. We were on 248, now we're on 44 plus.
What went wrong in mission 11?
I have no idea.
Your PB?
Honestly, I feel like I might not be on my personal best splits. Because that doesn't seem right, does it?
You have the final time, right? Isn't the final time indicative of which splits you're on?
If you're on to average summer best comparatives, then it won't be exactly
Right.
the splits that you got. So
Yeah.
let's just see what the kind of the savings are. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Screw it. We've been having a lot of fun anyway. Even if we get a PB, if we don't get a PB, it's still funny to see, isn't it? So if it was a case that I took a lot of time lost there, no, I know what happened. No, I know what happened. I was an idiot. That's the end of my sentence. Anyway, shall we get out of this bit? So I remember exactly what happened now. Basically, what happened was an android did get into the tram at one point, and by doing that, I reset when I shouldn't have. I could have just waited 30 seconds, and it would have been a case of I got to the next area. 1 second. Okay, so we got to.
Something did go catastrophically wrong in your PB and mission.
That's correct. Yes. So.
That's great news.
So yeah, because of that, I reset. So I had to do the whole getting out of the area, going into the bit with all the androids or the humans. I think it's mission 8, wasn't it? No, it was mission 11. Yeah, mission 11. So because I reset there, obviously I lost a lot of time. So we're kind of back on point.
Oh my gosh, it's comebackable.
It could be actually. If this actually happens, sure, why not?
Let's go.
Here's the thing, my brain is shot anyway, so I wouldn't fault it to my own devices of my brain.
It's 4:20 a.m. Nico's shutting down.
It's 4:38 a.m. Something like that.
Yeah.
I had a 45-minute nap earlier.
That would be right.
Shall we see if we can get Superman here? That's the first question. We did. Nice. So basically that saves 2 seconds. So you see the fact that like we can't... No, we didn't actually. Sometimes you will kind of leap yourself forwards. Usually it's going to be a case if the camera breaks, you know if it happens. But sometimes I think the bottom left info goes away at that point, but it didn't. So don't worry. We lost. We gained nothing. We gained nothing out of that. That's fine. Okay, there's an android that's on the floor here. We need to flame it so that it dies.
Yeah, otherwise he will grab you.
Ricardo,
And that we don't want. Again, that's time loss. We don't like that. So, did you want to talk a little bit about like what's kind of like happening here? Why we kind of like are engaging these little terminals and stuff?
Yes, I believe you're trying to gain access to kind of the station's supercomputer. I think
That's correct. It's by the name of Apollo, is the core AI of this Sevastopol.
To both find Marlowe, who has gone rogue, and also just help escape the station. But you're in an area with a whole bunch of decommissioned androids. Not all of them are decommissioned, and for some unknown reason, they're not doing their job. They're not helping the humans.
Okay. So that's the one punch that we wanted. The one punch. That's usually helpful to know that that we're going to be able to get out of that little space quickly without actually getting, grabbed by the androids. Because again, once they do a punch, they're kind of in a little bit of a cycle that they have to wait for their cycle to finish before they can attack you or grab you again. So when we hear a punch, usually good. We're going to be getting out our shotgun here. So again, I'm pressing the dub echo of this little filter color effects here. And that's assigned to my 2 on my top row, which means that's going to select my shotgun. You got gun, you got revolver, shotgun, flamethrower, something and something. One of them is the, it is the stun baton, I think. Okay, so the reason that we're going to be going here is we're going to go to the 3rd row. The 3rd row is going to activate the androids again. Actually, they activated a little bit earlier, but that's fine. Shoot the android here. whack it because I didn't fully kill it. What? Okay, now it's dead. That was the... Okay, this is a time loss, unfortunately. So let's search a body. That's going to have a key card. Usually a headshot will work, but I guess I must have just missed the heads. So it's fine. Either way, that one has a key card, and as soon as you get out of dodge there, it's then going to lock all those androids in that room. So when we're going to be coming back to that area soon, we're going to be able to, what I'd like to call loot haven, be able to loot as much as we want without any worry about the androids actually making their way in and kind of wrecking our steeds, if you know what I mean. So, all right, now's a good time to double check how my health is doing, how my pipe bomb is doing. I can craft a little bit more for another pipe bomb. Might as well. I won't build it just yet. We can build it later on. Maybe put some stuff on EMP mine. Okay, and we're out. It's a nice little time to like make your necessary upgrades there because again, it's just a waiting game there basically. All right. Now, these little air vents here, they're blowing out hot air. So you can imagine that, like, you know, like these kind of like jets of air, they're going to be a little bit painful. However, novice, don't worry about it. Forget about it. It's just like a little tickle on the side of your chest, if you know, like on your little chin there. So we can get out of there. It's fine. We can take a little bit of damage, but again, it's nothing to cry home about. And we can make our way through. Easy peasy.
A nightmare, you can't see your health.
That is a true point as well. Did you want to talk about the differences of what like Novice and Nightmare actually compose of?
Yeah, I mean, Nightmare, a big one is that the Xenomorph is just incredibly active, which is very difficult, but also means that you can very easily make him drop. But a big one is loot. You can't... There's way less loot on Nightmare. You can't see your health. You can't see... Oh yeah, and also the motion tracker, which is a big part of first playthroughs, is all glitched up. So Nightmare takes the experience, makes it way harder, and introduces a decent amount of consistency for speedrun strats.
I accidentally activated the audio log. It's over-scrolling. As I mentioned, the act of over-scrolling, it can be a thing. So depending on where you're aiming, it can cause that, okay? Now, are we going to get a one punch again? No, but we did get the swing and a miss, so we're fine. We can make our way out. And we can hear that Marlowe is happening. So Samuels is in this room. You saw earlier on that there was like some kind of like attack that was happening on our way into this sort of like the prior area. That was Samuels like trying to ask another android for directions, but the android wasn't really helping out. So Samuels figured it out, but wanted to kind of like destroy evidence along the way. We kind of find out here that Samuels is actually an android. I know, spoiler alert! So because Samuels is an android, this little thing here is like a communication, like a way to connect to Apollo, the core AI of Sevastopol. Samuels wants to say, hey, all the threats is over. You know, went away with KG-348, so everything's fine. However, Apollo's going to be like, nuh-uh. That's not true. So I'm going to throw like a great amount of electricity at you and you're going to suffer because you lied to me. You lied to me. So yeah, you can see Apollo's rejecting them. So we got to try and help out Samuels at this point. And to do that, he's going to try to call out colored terminals for us to basically activate and you know, of course, it's not just as easy as like, you know, just following the colors. At some point, it's going to throw a load of red lighting on so that you can't even see what color that you're trying to activate. And you've got to try and remember exactly the colors that were there prior. Fun fact, you don't need to worry about that. Clockwise. That's right. You
Also,
literally
speedrunners just remember everything.
I mean, it's also like once you know it's in a clockwise pattern.
Yeah, that is nice.
It's easy peasy. Here we go. So again, as I like to do every single time is, once I activate the terminal, is disengage and re-engage the forward and the run, because again, it will lose that momentum as we do it. So here we go. And the last one is the final one to turn it all off. But again, we even though we actually tried to do all of this just to help out Samuels, unfortunately, Apollo threw so much electricity at them that our friend Samuels is, for the first time, actually going to feel like what it is to be human. Because they don't really have any human emotions. They don't know what that kind of experience of being a human is. But for the first time, Samuel understands what it is like to be human, because they can feel their energy decreasing. They can feel their life depleting, essentially. So can we get an FO7 in the chat for Samuels? Big respect, my friend. You did as much as you could. You helped us to actually find another way to get to Apollo Core. But unfortunately, Samuels won't be able to join us on this journey. So let's see if we can avenge him and actually do justice for our friend, shall we? So with that, let's make our way out and try to get to the next area to go further to the Apollo Core and try to tell the absolute core of Apollo ourselves, instead of just like a way of communicating to them. After all that melancholy, like sad emotion, the android just grabs me. Thanks, buddy. Damn it.
Didn't you realize there's an emotional moment, Android?
Yeah, they again, they're androids. They have no concept of human emotions. So that's why
maybe
they
we
only
should
care
try that one
about
too.
destroying us and killing us. So that makes that technically that actually makes sense. Oh, by the way, if you're running this game or just playing this game, do not overpress this button here. If you scroll on your mouse wheel, if you bind the E to the mouse wheel, or any sort of thing that's like a continuous repetition of activating that button, the tram will just straight vanish and disappear, and the properties alongside it. So you'll fall down and you'll die. Seriously, it is an actual meme. Don't scroll the tram. Literally. Spiff, have you done that before?
I haven't, no, but I mean, you know, every run I've watched, it's not like they're going to the tram to scroll it.
Exactly, and that's why the fear has been set up on the run.
Yeah.
Not scroll the tram. But I've actually done that. I actually tested it myself to see if the myth is true, exactly, and it is. Yeah. And you just like collapse onto an area that you shouldn't, and because it's like an unintended fall damage, it will just deplete all your life, literally. It's not fun.
Yeah, fall damage. Yeah, you just die.
So as we mentioned earlier on, this is the loot haven. It's going to be full of Molotovs, full of EMP mines. Make sure you pick up everything because it is important. Sometimes you can get what you want, sometimes you won't. I'm going to pick up this as well.
We'll be set for some very big missions coming up.
Yes. We are currently on mission 12. Mission 13 is going to be the precursor for one of the most infamous missions of this run, which we love to call the Nest. So it's exciting, but also terrifying at the same time. Thankfully, on Novice, as long as the pattern goes right, not a problem. So we'll see what goes on. Now, did I save any time here? No, sadly we're losing time, but again, not too shabby. That was all on the right mission. We did get a few grabs there, which does indicate a little bit of a time loss, so not a big stress. Okay, mission 13. We actually do sacrifice our weapons because we're going to be going into an area that's basically full of like magnetism and electricity, because they want to like everything is just kind of like you got to be suited up for this area, but we don't care, do we? Right, Smith, did you want to talk a little bit about lore maybe for this bit?
Yeah, sure. Are you okay with me spoiling what Apollo says?
Oh, go on then. Ooh, oh, okay, there we go.
Okay. So essentially, during this area, Ripley's going to go talk to Apollo to turn off the like major security alarms, since she thinks the alien is gone. According to her, the station is safe. The robot should no longer be in attack mode. Everyone should be okay. But when she gets to Apollo, it's gonna say, nope, the alien's still here, and we want it to still be alive. In classic alien fashion, the purpose of the mission has changed to be to bring the alien back to Earth to use as some sort of presumably weapon. And so all life on the space station is no longer valuable, and the androids are instructed to just kill everything on sight because it is about the alien now.
But then, like, I mean, obviously, we know that there's like going to be some more treachery with the aliens. But wait till you see what happens very soon. It is actually super, super terrifying. So, it's everyone's like most hated mission for a casual run because it's like where the scare is like the most prominent for the xenomorph. So. Even for an average runner, like it is still a scary bit for us as well because it is again another point where the run could rip because the xenomorphs, especially in Nightmare, are feisty, and for Novice, there is a chance that 2 xenomorphs could drop at a point, and that usually will be a point where we can't salvage it. So we'll have to see how this goes, right? Okay. Good. There we go. Now we've activated both of these terminals here. We've only got about, I think it's like 10 seconds to be able to actually get into this door before it closes. So we just had to run. Because when I was on my casual playthrough, it was like, why did the door close to me? What's going on? I should be able to get through, excuse me. And then I realized,
I didn't know that.
go fast. just like a speedrunner, go fast, am I right? Okay.
Just training you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm going to give a huge shout out to Psychohypnotic as well, the grandfather, as we like to call it, of the speedruns for Alien Isolation. I once made a meme to them that I said like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to run the hardest category of No Major Glitches Novice, and I did, and that's what got me hooked. So, oh, by the way, we're going to be doing a fun little strat here whilst we are going to go and try get through this little area. What we just did there is that we peeked as we were taking off the mask. Now, the mask is actually on our arm. If there was an android here, we would actually just leap past them. It is a minor glitch that is allowed in this run, but you will take a bit of a hit on the way through, but you will just continue to keep running, essentially. I don't know why it happens, but it just does. Okay. Yep.
And the androids here are no longer just normal androids. They are Super Joes. Mm-hmm. They wear a hazmat suit. They are immune to fire?
Why did I go this way? I saw Korax's video. I was like, you know, let's go this way. Nope. Ow.
And they do more damage, and they take more damage. They are thick Joes.
Okay, so just in here, all we have to do is literally just activate a few terminals. Yep, there we go. Good. So I wasn't sure if I got all 3, so that's fine. So from here on out, what we're going to be trying to do is try to lessen the security on the core of Apollo. If you were to just go to the little the little hack tool in a second, it would be. I think it's technically impossible for human and impossible for TAS. So we're hoping for a white puzzle here. If we don't get it, I'm not going to do it on the decks. We want the white puzzle. The green is the worst puzzle. Are you kidding me?
That's a good one.
I'm losing time. I'm losing time. I'm losing time. Come on. There we go. Okay, so from here on out, what we have to do is we have to press left, right, and then press enter every so often, and that will give us the actual sort of like the lineup that we actually need. Now, I'm going to try to attempt this. Nice. So if you do both sides, it will give you like an extra 5 seconds of each of doing it of like, you know, of a cooldown. But if you're fast enough, you can just do one and then you can get through. So I technically saved a little bit of time there and lost it by the amount of like the puzzle's not giving me the white puzzle. So yeah, that's the only puzzle you can do with the DJ Dex. I mean, it's a thing. I haven't really tried the other ones, but it's easier to do the white puzzles as a general concept. Okay, we are going to be skipping the cutscene here, but I can kind of give you a bit of a rundown about what's going on because I wrote a good little bit about this section here, actually. So what's happening here is that we were able to communicate to the core of Xenomorph, and we're telling him, okay, you know, everything's fine. Please allow us the ability to be able to get back to Torrens, and they're going to say no. Protocol said number is still in effect. And we're like, what is this protocol? What's going on? We find out that the Weyland-Yutani crew have actually basically put a priority command that they have to keep the xenomorph. So Weyland Yutani, they're the bad peeps, and we find out that that's the reason why the xenomorph, like the androids, are they're trying to attack the humans because again Weyland Yutani are the culprits of doing it. And did I save time? I saved 30 seconds there. Cool. So we're at a 17.4 in the current split that's telling me. So
Oh my gosh.
we'll see.
The comeback.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. Do we need to make it? Yes, we do. Yeah. So, damn you, Weyland Yutani crew. And now we're the Cordus of Apollo basically said, like, you know what? Why don't you handle it? Why don't you just do it yourself? Why not? So that's exactly what we are going to be doing. We're going to try to investigate what's actually going on with the core, like the core, the central reactor of Sevastopol, and trying to rid what. Oh my goodness me! What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, basically we're trying to adhere to what the Apollo is telling us, which is, fix it for me, then maybe we'll let you out. So from here on out, we're going to be getting the next upgrade for our torch, which is the ion torch. Means that we can then cut vents a lot faster, making life so much easier. And because we're on novice and I just healed, we won't need to worry about actually placing down an EMP mine, because with the EMP mines, as long as they're not, as long as they're not, what am I looking for the word for? Hazmat suited, or they've got the rubber suit on, then we can we can get rid of them with the electric-magnetic pulse that would then cause them to cease up for a bit. That was some wording I tried to utilize there.
It was good. You nailed it.
Thank you. Maybe I'll do better next time. Maybe.
Yes. Super Joe equals scary. So
Yes.
even a novice.
There we go.
Which is the reactor is going to be exciting.
You almost want to say it's electrifying. God, I'm sorry. So we find out that the doors around here are also closed off again. Most of the power has been rerouted. So we're going to try to get some power here to be able to to lift. There's a car that's blocking the route. So we're going to try to use that to be able to get our way. So now we're going to be using an EMP.
It's like a tank. It's barely a car.
So you can see that the EMP mine has worked effectively, and we could just destroy the androids with a few wrench throws. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Why do you suppose the androids bleed white?
I plead the fifth.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's their kind of it's like a car, isn't it? They've got all the coolant stuff inside of it, so maybe it's just a coolant situation. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that theory. Coolant.
How cool and terrifyingly chilly. I'm gonna stop. It's getting late for me. It's just getting late. I'm gonna start losing my my creative outlet of words. Okay, so here's a strat that I was talking about right at the beginning of this run, actually. We've got a pipe bomb, so there is a way that we... Actually, no. I was saying this to Spiff earlier on before the run. We can do this situation where instead of trying to lure the android, which is holding the bolt gun, we can actually just destroy it with a pipe bomb. So then we can get the bolt gun quicker, and then everything's just hunky-dory from that point. So let's see if we can get that working, because this will be the first time I've ever tried this.
Kablooey the Super Joe.
The reason that we wait there is to stop a soft lock from happening over there. Nice first try. I love it.
Questo potrebbe
Yeah.
essere ideale.
After that, we need to go to this terminal here. The code is 6832. Oops, what am I doing? You know, I'm just going to do this. I think you have to do it for these ones anyway, don't you? No, I don't know. Anyway, don't worry.
It worked.
If I was able to do it on the keypad, that's fine. It's a bit of a time loss, but again, I'm slowly losing all the cells and the electronic function in my brain, so that's fine. I had to drink an energy drink at like 11 p.m. Okay, so now we're slowly making our way over to the central reactor. And again, we've got to take some more trams and elevators to help us get our way. You want to hit this button once, otherwise it'll cause the whole waiting process for this elevator to happen again. It's a bit of a weird one. And also, you remember that we sacrificed our weapons earlier on? They're just littered around here for some reason. Like, we're now going to be able to regain our weapons back for no reason whatsoever. But for some reason, we don't have our flamethrower. I wonder why. And it hasn't been that long, has it? Well, it's been like 10, 20 minutes since all of this happened. So how did they manage to find these places every so often? I don't know. All right.
Plot brought them back.
Okay, so do you want to see if I can do this this snipe shot here?
Yeah, let's see. Best of luck, DJ man.
I've got it a few times. Let's see if we can get on GDQ today.
Qualche androide, sistemi di controllo centrali, tutti. Dovrò esplorare il livello.
Yeah, let's go.
Super Joe down. Never
Hold
knew
on.
what hit him.
I'm going to take my hands off the decks for a second. Dab. Okay. It's 2023 and I dabbed. Okay, good. Let's go.
Is that the only time you're going to use the bolt gun?
Sorry, say that again.
Is that the only time you're going to use the bolt gun?
Pretty much. Like, the more you think about it, pretty much. Like, it's it doesn't really serve a purpose for a speedrunner. So
No.
it's a fun item. But
Yeah,
there's
it's a good one use item.
Yeah, I mean, obviously for skills anyway. So here's the thing. We're going to be mostly using our revolver, our shotgun, and our flamethrower for the rest of it, basically. Spiff, this is where you're going to have to do some commentary because you're not going to focus for the
Let's
nest.
do it. Let's do it. Yeah, so we're about to enter into the reason why there's not just one alien on the station. Oh my goodness, there's an entire nest. There's a reason the reactor is acting up. It's because it's overgrown with alien gunk. Gameplay-wise, there's 2 aliens here and a whole bunch of huggers. Luckily, the huggers are in the same spots every time, so Nico will know, and he'll flame them when necessary, but the 2 xenomorphs, we'll just have to see. Down here, you're just kind of getting the reactors started again in an effort to purge the nest. There's a number of...
So, fun fact, you know that little terminal that we were at the first point? If like you hear those little face huggers coming up to you, if you click on that terminal, it'll just despawn the face huggers. So, fun fact. All right, this is where I need absolute focus. So,
Yep.
I often die at that point. So I'm glad that we actually were able to get out of there quickly. Now I'm going to try a new strat that I saw from Carix's stream the other day, which is instead of like shooting and waiting, just flame it until they up vent. So let's see if this serves me well and doesn't screw me around.
Let's hug her down. Nice.
We're going to drop in a sec. Okay, they're right behind us. Oh!
So close.
So close. Okay, so that is not PB worthy today, unfortunately.
So that's not a knockdown, that is a kill.
That is unfortunate. Like, there is nothing I could have done at that point, sadly. So that's what I mean about like Novice being just unpredictable it happens. It happens, unfortunately. So, most of my PB runs up until this point had at least one death in this area because you just never know if it's gonna.
It's hard. Yeah.
I like to say like novice is actually one of the harder situations for the nest as well. So, proof in the pudding in there anyway.
Yeah. The only lifesaver for novice is those knockdowns.
But I get
is
up
not a
again.
thing.
Yeah, they're never gonna
Nightmare.
get me down. That's another song reference I made today.
You're on a roll.
Okay. Well, you say I'm on the roll, but I just died there, right? I digress.
That's okay. You probably died here in your PB too.
Yeah, yeah.
You can still make save time. Yep.
No, I didn't. It was a one take. Anyway. But there is a thing that I could potentially do a little bit faster in the actual core bit, so we'll see what we can do. All right, no 2 drops, please. 1. That's fine. I sent you away. Okay. Good. Get our flamethrower back. Now, do what Korax did. Instead of like taking our time there, he just ran to here. Okay. Don't know how I feel about it. Now that is using my instinct. I could hear them running, but just peeking out the edge there, I was able to get enough to like upvent them. Again, the flamethrower does have a range of its burst, so I was able to just utilize my positioning and my timing of hearing to get them up there. Oh my goodness, mate, that was actually. No, that's showing off some
we out?
speedruns tech there, actually. Well, not tech, but like, you know, the knowledge of a speedrunner, basically.
Yeah.
And one, because I forgot to walk forwards. Anyway, I didn't want to reveal it, but that was
Savant
it.
speedrunner moment.
Okay, they're probably going to drop here. No. Okay, we got lucky there. All right, so the nest is no longer. Well, I say it's no longer. It's still there, but we got out of it, so we no longer have to worry about then going back into this nest. Just as an FYI, this is a loud area, so please, if you have your headphones, turn it down for this a little bit because it's just loud. It's just loud.
Lasts.
Okay, now, do we have a pipe bomb at hand? No, so let's build this quickly.
The sounds of Nico screaming as he desperately takes on the Super Joes.
I mean, I could scream over it, but like I want to protect people's ears just a little bit.
You probably have a hard time screaming over it. The reactors are loud.
You know what? Screw it. Oh, really? I was going to use a pipe bomb, but only one of them was there at that point. There will be some more in a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, pff, okay. Really? There is no need for this. Okay. I'm screwing this up. I'm screwing this up. That's fantastic. Okay.
Still got it.
Okay, let's just go for that,
Nice.
shall we? Whatever.
A pile of foes sits at your feet over there. They kind of like stacked on top of each other nicely too.
Okay, this is what I mean. If we get a white puzzle straight away, that is decent. That's exactly what we want. No other puzzle, please. Just give us white. Okay, no. There we go. All right, so now that we've done 2 of the overloading of each alpha and beta core. What we're then going to try to do is activate a purge sequence. So then it's going to try to basically do a big EMP blast, which is exactly what we want, which is to get rid of all the xenomorphs on Sevastopol. And by overloading it, is going to be able to make everything a lot easier for us.
Yep. Essentially blow up that big nest area.
Come on. There it is. Okay. Good. We got one more puzzle, then the loud noises should stop, and we can get everybody back into their headphones, into the comfy point. Nice. All right. And peace and quiet. Before I do anything, I'm gonna heal. Probably a good measure. So I'm gonna reload my shotgun at the same time. It's good to like keep a check of your weapons. So let's do that. Actually, I lied. It's a little bit louder here still, but it's fine. It's not as loud as it once was anyway. And now that we've done the last lever to start getting to the point of everything overloading, we're gonna try and do like the shooting of the chest of the android so we can get past it. Again, we will take another hit in a second. Nice shots. Ooh, they're all over this side. So give it about like 10-15 seconds from when we actually pull that lever, and then all of the androids behind us are just gonna burst in fire. So they're no longer a worry, but again, we still need to do the final part, which is the Amanda just goes going into the vent. It just happens out of nowhere. Amanda just goes, "Oh no, I'm in danger!" For going into a vent, the safest part. Thanks, Amanda. Okay, I'm gonna reload quickly.
There's a spot by a door where you can just like make Amanda scream over and over and over.
Oh yeah, I remember that actually.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing my DJ strats. Now I'm doing the DJ strats. Boom. And bam. Hold on. I need to get this button here. Hold on.
It's actually quite immersive watching you do all of your inputs, because it really, it really feels like you're part of the game, because you're going to such an effort. It's not just a button press, you're reaching across the whole board to do things.
Sorry. It was at one point I had to bring out the nut button, and it was for that moment. Cool.
So there's a short on your YouTube that I saw tonight where you were asking Alexa to play Despacito.
Oh no! Why did you bring
As
this?
soon as you asked for it, that jump scare happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, nope, the Xenomorph does not like Despacito.
Like, there's another. I don't know if I should bring it up, but you can go and watch the short for yourself. I tried to ask Google what the definition of bunting was, and it gave me something else completely different, and it was. Oh my god! Did you see that one, Amber?
I did. Oh no.
Yeah.
I saw that before that was ever a YouTube short. I remember the Twitch clip of that.
Yeah. It was just so obtuse of was such a response. Like, how did it capture that? I have no idea. Like, Google Assistant is like one of the best and worst inventions possible, isn't it?
It really is. Like, I just don't understand how it got what it got from bunting.
Yeah. Such a simple and delicate thing to something else completely rapidly different, but I digress. Okay. Now we're making our way on to Mission 15.
Mission 15, woo. What even is Mission 15?
Basically, we're trying to go over to the Nisadora because you remember that we were trying to get over to figure out where Marlo is and stuff like that, yeah?
Yep.
Marlo still isn't playing nice.
Oh, Marlo's out for blood.
So, Ricardo, who's been our help this whole time, by the way, Ricardo's kind of saying hey, I kind of know where Marlo is, but here's another problem as well. We're trying to still get the communications going and stuff. So again, we need your help. But here's the thing. Go over to the Nitadora. This was the last like known location of Marlowe. And maybe we can actually finally put the rogue attitude of Marlowe to rest. And then we can actually make things a little bit more chill, and hopefully everything will be okay for the Xenomorphs. Oh, wait. You let the Xenomorphs back onto Sebastopol? Amanda, how could you? So, there's a lot of, like, different events going on right now. So, first and foremost, just go over to the Nitadora, and we find out that it's not just the, okay, I'm going back this way. Not just Marlowe's over there. There's somebody else over there that's Marlowe brought, which is not a good time.
Friend.
Good old friend. All right, so let's go. And we're going to be getting our noisemaker that we did craft earlier on for one single purpose. You only needed one noisemaker for this little bit in a moment.
Marlowe has big plans for the space station.
How explosive plans? I don't know. Spoiler alert.
Electrifying plans.
So we're trying to lure the Xenomorph over to that point. So then again, we have a bit more of a freer way to get over to the San Cristobal medical facility. I think if I remember, it's something Christoph something. And we're trying to take the medical shuttle over to the Nitadora. And hopefully there's no Xenomorphs on the way. But the nice thing about this as well is that we're also going to be getting the third level. I am Mad. Hi, Mad. I'm Nico Hearts. Xenomorph, please?
Steven?
You know what? I'm just going to take a chill. In every single run that I've done, I have never had the Xenomorph just like trail up behind me like that. Even with these, with the noisemaker, that is surprising.
Yeah.
But again, it's the course of novice, isn't it? You can never predict it, honestly. Sorry, what were you going to say to Smith as well?
Did you hear him coming much?
No. I just like as I was kind of making my way through, I just heard the like that. I was like, this isn't right. This is not right at all, excuse me. Huh. Oh, screw you, Steve. Anyway, so now we're going to be getting our the third level to our access tuner. From here, now we can take it easy. Now we can walk. Because, again, the Xenomorph is still trying to find where we are, by the way. And by the way, yes, we can technically say that has never happened before. So if you want to, like, react. Oh, quickly. I can hear them scuttling around at the moment. Okay, we're fine. Okay. Now we don't have to worry about that bit anymore. I am so angry. I'm so angry about that Xenomorph. Like, I've never had that before, genuinely.
There's been a handful of those moments in this run.
Has anyone in the chat been keeping tally? All right, so here is the medical shutter. We're going to be taking our sweet leave from the Sebastopol for just a period of time. And then we're going to find out that Marlowe has indeed... By the way, I'm just moving my fatigue map, by the way. Like, honestly, if you're going to be signing up for long periods of time, please make sure that you look into getting an anti-fatigue mat. Such a like an amazing thing, especially for these kind of DJ streams and doing like long, like sometimes 7 to 10 hour streams of standing up and streaming. Please make sure you do look after yourself, and also, just like I did, make sure that you are staying hydrated as well, because hydration is key to human
life.
Thank you. I was just going to end it a human, but life also works as well. Right, so from here on out, we just kind of like, you can see the little ellipsis there in the subtitles. There's just nothing going on. Like, everything's quite, like, barren.
It's too quiet.
Yeah. Marlowe is kind of shutting things down so that we can't get any access. But again, as you know, we find ways to get other forms of access. So there's our code there. It's 4510. And here we go. So 4510. Nice. And here is the power terminals for being able to engage power in the general area. Now, can we get the outer body 1080 spin? Shall we see if we can get it? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Not bad.
360 times 4. Anyone want to do that in the chat?
Whatever is 360 plus 1080, I think.
I can't math at like 5:20 a.m. Somebody else do that for me. Okay, so obviously now that we've done those things, we're going to be getting back that lineup puzzle. This is from here now, we're going to be getting a few more opportunities of the lineup puzzle. Here and Mission 18 are some evident places. There we go. So now we have re-engaged power. We're just waiting for everything to turn back on. Okay, we don't have a blasting cap. Damn. We got enough Molotovs right now, so that's fine. Do we need a med kit right now? No, we're fine. Okay. Right, so trying to keep an eye on loot. 1440 spin. Let's go. Okay, where was I? So yeah, now we're trying to find a way to go further into Anesidora. Now, be careful. I'm sure many people have been jump scared here before. There's actually a face hugger just hiding just behind these here. So what we can do...
What you can do is take it to the face.
I swear I had my flamethrower up. We have to do all that again. We just lost so much time. This is definitely not PB. What? No, wait, no. We're all the way back here.
Oh no.
How did that happen? Okay, now that has never happened before. I should be like coming back onto the Anesidora right now. How
The boxes around the hugger are also fireproof.
I have never been warped back to Sevastopol at this point.
Yeah. You're right.
There should be like an autosave situation that happens on the Anesidora. This should not have happened at all. Okay, then. So this potentially is something that we need to look into, isn't it? Okay, then. Time to send a clip to the mods and figure out what's going on. Huh. I have no words. Amber, did you want to take away some plugs, maybe?
Sure. While we're redoing this, I just want to remind everyone that this is a brand new show called Passion Project. This is the speedrun variety show that encourages anyone and everyone in the speedrun community to showcase the projects that they've been working on. And because this is a new show, this is the very first episode of it, I am looking for submissions. I encourage anyone and everyone to showcase the projects that you want to showcase, whether it's your current favorite game to grind, or a new category or game you've been routing out. Maybe something just came out and you've been loving doing the speedrun for that. Or maybe you finished a task or a segmented run that you'd like to showcase. Or maybe you like doing randomizers or bingos or races or something like that. If you name it, I want it. Send me your runs using the !passion command in the chat, and you'll be able to follow the link to my submission form there. Still looking for lots of awesome things. I've just booked a trio of SNES games February 8th. We're going to have a couple of Mega Man X games and Pop Full Mail, the Super Famicom version. And I know Mega Man X games, but Pop Full Mail is one I haven't really seen a lot of. And I didn't even know that there was a Super Famicom version, so...
That's going to be awesome to see. So yeah, again, if you are a speedrunner here in the chat and you want to show something that you are genuinely passionate about, go to that link that was posted right there from Moobot and be a part of something awesome. Be a part of something awesome. And again, thank you, Amber, for even having us on in the first place to launch Passion Project. Is an absolute honor. And you're the best, buddy. You're the best.
Thank you for being here, like, given the time of night it is, or morning, or time of the hour for you in your time zone right now.
Want to sleep. 4, 5, 1, 0. There we go. Honestly, I love speedrunning and I love showcasing what it is. So no matter what the time is or what kind of day it is, I'll be there to help out and to have some fun, especially trying to show off games in weird ways, which is one of my favorite things to do. 360, 720, 1080, 1440 again. Let's go. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know why you're like... I think it's like depending on how quickly you get from one terminal to another, your body properties just disappear, and you have like free camera roam. It's the funniest thing, honestly. I don't get it. Like, it's fun though.
Does that work on other ones?
You mean like on cons? Oh no, not on other ones. Just these specific two for some reason.
Wild.
Yeah.
An anomaly.
Okay, beep boop bop. Yes,
All right.
hello. I was wondering if you could play that song again. He goes beep boop boop bop, beep boop boop beep. I threw in a stream reference there somewhere. It had to be the Mr. Krabs one. Anyway.
I was gonna say thank you, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, I know. Like, of all things that I could be again referencing today. I don't know. It's a cozy, fun, silly, let's have some catch-up run as well at the same time. So, all right, flamethrower is ready. I have it in my hand. Look at this. Let's see if we can actually flame the hate face hugger this time. Now, I actually say beforehand because I don't want to meet the same face again. Here we go. Yay, he's dead.
I think you got him.
I don't want to ever see face huggers again at this point. Says me, who's probably going to do some more runs soon anyway.
Well, I mean, there's also the rest of this run.
True. There is more face huggers.
Yep.
Well. Well. Why did I shoot
math.
myself in the foot there? Sad.
There's...
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, especially like towards the end of Mission 18, you got at least 4 that you're going to be interacting with, so that's fine.
I believe there's 10 more. That you'll be interacting with.
I guess I'll just have to. I'll have to like grow. I'll grow in confidence. I'll try to get my strengths. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I think it's fine. Anyway, shall we talk about the? You know, actually, I'm going to take a small bathroom break in this little bit because there is a point where I can do this little cutscene. The game will still be going, so I just got to run to the bathroom because I have been doing this for like 2 hours and 24 minutes. I'll run.
Be free.
All right, so while Nico's using the restroom and the cutscene's running, this is actually I love games with built-in bathroom breaks. So someone has asked, would you have to recode the DJ setup for other games? The answer is sort of. There is a YouTube video on Nico's channel that explains how all this works, but it is on a program called FreePie that is mapping the MIDI signals from the Pioneer DJ deck to keyboard and mouse inputs. So basically for every game he would have to like basically reconfigure each of the different inputs to match whatever like games that game inputs that he needs, or keyboard or mouse inputs. But you should really take a look at that video because he explains it a lot better there, and I think it's like really, really cool.
And for sure the
he's
hardest...
also-
like,
go ahead.
Well, mouse movements would be insane to configure because you don't have a mouse. And like looking up and down, you know, precise clicking. If there's a button on a wall and you need to look slightly down, like that can be so hard.
Yeah, I remember earlier in the run, Nico was talking about how him and his moderator Dennis on the internet, who helped a lot with coding this, what he had to do was like try to make sure that the mouse sensitivity was just right for this game. So that was a lot of testing, and the mouse sensitivity will vary from game to game.
All right.
Yeah, like in some games, you know, being able to 180 could be the difference between.
I literally
life
came
and
back at a
death,
point of the control again, so that was lucky. I locked my light over at the same time.
Oh no!
I don't have much space between this side and getting out to my door, so once I also tripped over my chair as well, so that was fun. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. We need to do this quickly then. Oh boy. Oh.
There you go.
If you don't do this quickly enough, this just everything will explode. So please do this quickly. Everything's fine. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. It's still overloaded, so it's not going to be a nice exit out of here. So we're going to have to leg it out, unfortunately. Now, I remember one GDQ run I did of Alien Isolation on the steering wheel where I did like a beatbox rap on the way through. Unfortunately, I don't have my GoXLR at my vicinity, so I can't do the beatbox rap, but I'll figure out some kind of the musical enterprising to get us out of here in a good time, shall we? Let me conjure my brain for something. Wait for a second. Better. Gotta click the loot on the way. Come on. Thanks for the gentle applause. Okay. Mission 16. Don't ask why I'm me. Even I don't know. Spiff, did you want to take up some commentary for a little bit whilst I try to collect myself?
Yeah, sure. So right now you're trying to communicate once again with the ship you originally came in on. I'm not sure the name, but you're gonna try and line up so that they can pick you up because the space station is deteriorating, and now that Marlowe blew it up, it's going down. You need to get off of this thing fast, and you got to get off now. And so, mission is basically to set up some satellite dishes in order to get communication with Verlaine. She's still on the initial ship, and she'll be able to whisk you away. Here, there's a number of humans. Some have revolvers, some have shotguns. In Novice, it is okay to take a couple shots, but the revolvers, I mean, you can only take, I don't know, 5 or 6, and you'll be dead, so it's definitely still important. You saw Nico take out a revolver human there. It's definitely still important to preserve as much health as possible.
Okay, so this is something that, like, I know that the world record runner for this run doesn't do, but I'm going to do it as, like, a safety strat anyway. But there's Ricardo. We finally get to get in touch with Ricardo again. Ricardo's going to be opening up the way for us to basically realign the observational dish so that we can get back the communication with Torrens. Might be the last time that we see him, unfortunately. Might be. It might be.
See him alive.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the last time we're going to see him. That's what we were trying to allude to, but we did the funny. But now we're done with the funny. Nice Stanley Parable Deluxe reference. We're going to be getting some Molotovs here. If I can craft another one, we might be able... No, actually, I should probably not. I think we got enough to get a pipe bomb strat here. Basically, there's going to be 3 humans down the road here. Oh, we do have another blasting cap just okay. So we're going to do the pipe bomb strat. We're hoping with the radius of the pipe bomb, that is going to be able to take out all 3 humans. If it doesn't take them all out, it's not the end of the world, but it's still helpful for a forthcoming strat as well at the same time. So let's see if we can do it. And that was a triple KO. Combo breaker, I guess. And that is perfect. That's exactly the kind of output that we wanted, because it's going to make the forthcoming strategy even better. Oh, goodness me. So that's at least one thing I'm happy about. I haven't actually done that in any of my PBs, so I'm thrilled for that outcome there. Basically, what's going to happen at one point, the Xenomorph is going to vent down, and it's kind of going to try to find where this banging sound is coming from. But it's like, oh, wait, it's over there, so we're going to have to up vent to go around. And by doing that, we can escape without any worry. Now, this bit sucks, so...
Yeah, essentially when you bang on the wall, the alien can't really find you. So it's only a logical course of action is to leave.
Oh my god! I was waiting for so long! Oh,
Bit of a
this game
stare
is-
down with the puzzle there.
Yeah, like... Right? Quite literally, it's like it's going to be like almost like a dueling bango situation as well. I think that's the slowest I've ever had it as well. So, again, game giveth, game taketh away. That's a very good evidential situation that the RNG sometimes is just never on your side. So, this is basically line up the puzzles, line up the circle to the circle, and for some reason, it's reminded me of the. Have you lot seen that meme before of it goes into the square hole? We got this triangle here, it goes into the square hole. Similar situation, maybe. I don't know.
I literally referenced that exact same thing, I think, last show that I hosted in December.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that the meme carries on.
It all fits in the square hole.
By the way, I'm just going to acknowledge Aaron Messi there in the chat saying, imagine Elden Ring DJ presents. Never say never, because that is an intention for this year.
That was so
I am going to be doing Elden Ring DJ percent.
Oh my
But not just that. I have a forthcoming controller, which I'm going to be making a new Is It Possible video about, which is my new YouTube series that I've released a video today about. So if you lot want to know about the absolute concept of how I made this happen in the first place, do go over to my YouTube, youtube.com/@NicoHearts. I'm sure Amber could actually link the video of what was released today, basically outlining every single like coding process, remapping, and everything that we did. I'm going to be doing another video of that very soon for a very exciting and upcoming controller. I've had to get parts from America and China as well to be able to actually make this a reality. I've got a friend coming down who's going to be helping out with like soldering and stuff like that as well. And it's going to be utilizing C coding as well to change up firmware. This is how intense this next controller is going to be. And it will be a world first controller. I'm going to just put that out there. That's the next controller. It has never been seen before. So I might be back on here at some point to showcase the new controller. So I'm gonna hush. But it's an exciting month coming up very soon, is all I'm going to say. And I also acknowledge Ignil as well. I actually do have a DJ mat as well. So I could potentially do both at the same time. That would be funny. DJing and DDR.
Oh my god. Why would you do that to yourself?
I'm
Be good exercise.
I'm weird, Amber.
I mean, I do remember earlier in this run, you were like, oh, I know what happened. I'm an idiot. Very proudly.
I mean, with idiocy to come some great ideas, am I right? I mean, that's the end of my sentence. I think that's valid. Yeah, cool. DDRJ. Nice, by the way, Squidly Spooch. I love that. DDDJR. I'm sure, like, we can come up with the acronym at some point, can't we? So
DJR. I like that.
DJR.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, the non-pronounced R at the end. By the way, this is another area of just like, you know, just chit-chatting for a bit because we're spacewalking. Not much is going on. So, Amber, would you love to do some more plugs your end as well? And let's just have a little chit-chat, shall we?
Sure. I just want to remind everyone, if you're watching this on YouTube, because, you know, these VODs do go to YouTube, be sure to press the like button and the like bucket on this video and subscribe to the channel. And also go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content, which starts weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you do enjoy, really nice atmosphere stuff going on, this Saturday I have a thing that I'm hosting for as well. We have the Skies of Arcadia community approached me with the idea of being on Hotfix. That run is like 12 hours. So I was like, all right, can we do this in a one-off with a 4-player relay with folks passing the save file forward? So that's what we're
cool.
doing on Saturday starting at noon. So
That's quite
Saturday
cool.
at noon Eastern to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Skies of Arcadia Legends, join me and Tina Hacks, who we're both hosting. I'm going to be hosting the later half of the run, and Tina will be hosting the front half of the run, where we'll have 4 runners consecutively going through Skies of Arcadia Legends. Come check that out. It's going to be a great time.
That actually sounds
be a long
amazing.
time.
That sounds amazing. Oh my goodness me. I didn't quite understand the concept of I knew it was going to be a relay race, but I love the idea of having to fast output the save and then send it to the other one, the other one has to load
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's genius.
There will be breaks so that we can make sure all the handovers are, smooth and everything. So it will be a segmented run, but I was like, there's no way I could ever, in good conscience, have a runner do a full 12 hours solo
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
GDQ, because we do promote, wellness and, everything like that, which reminds me, hydrate if you haven't.
Please stay hydrated.
So I was just like, if you can get me 4 people to split the run into 3-ish hour segments, we can make this happen in one sitting. And that's going to be here on this channel Saturday at 12 noon on the 28th. So you don't want to miss that. There'll be a tweet out about it right before we go live and everything. One of the runners did really cool art, fan art of Velocity, the GDQ mascot, cosplaying as Vice from Skies of Arcadia.
Nice.
So really, really, really cool. And I'm really looking forward to it.
I love the fact that Trapped Down a chat also says that's the entire Lord of the Rings extended marathon, basically.
Oh yeah, it's like a 12-ish hour run right there, and Tina will be hosting the first 2 segments. I'll be hosting the second 2 segments, and carry us to the end.
Nice. I'm gonna hydrate myself actually.
That is a good idea. And I think right after, we're, not right after, but the day after on Sunday, there's going to be a Devil May Cry marathon.
Ooh,
it's a Devil May
nice.
Cry, anniversary marathon that I'm seeing. I don't know who's running in it, but I know Church and Sarge will be hosting that. So I believe that'll be starting either at 12 or 1. Don't quote me on that. I don't know exactly when that's happening. But that will be that weekend as well. So Saturday and Sunday, 2 really awesome anniversary one-offs are coming your way. So you don't want to miss that.
Nice. Right, we've only got a small more little bit to do before we have to actually do some actual strats. Spiff, did you want to talk a little bit about yourself, your content, and where they can find you also?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube and Twitch. I stream 3 days a week, and I try to put out a video about once a week.
That's a mood.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much I try to take games to their limit, but not with conventional controllers. I have so far stuck with the mouse and keyboard. And
Like
try
a
to stick with
sane
speedruns.
person would, right?
Yeah, and I love the idea of I take on a lot of new games because being part of speedrun communities as a game begins to form and blossom is a really cool experience. So I'm
Well,
also
actually,
doing that.
I'm gonna stop you there for a second. Technically, you have been using a form of unconventional because you did recently do Five Nights at Freddy's blindfolded, didn't you?
Yes, I was doing Ultimate Custom Night blindfolded. I guess I've done a fair amount of blindfolded. It's a special kind of run.
Exactly, and that is an unconventional. So you never there you go. You just proved that you are an unconventional gamer and runner of a video game. So Welcome to the crew.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be here. Some pretty cool people with cool ideas here.
Hell yeah. All right, let's talk about what's going to be happening here. So now that we've re-engaged the actual communication to Torrens, we're going to try to get the Torrens to dock onto Sevastopol, but it's not as easy as just docking. We need to do a whole load of other things to basically get everybody Verlaine safely onto here, because we have to actually extend the docking bay as well. There's a whole load of things we have to do, but here's the next thing. Remember when I mentioned Buck a few little bits ago? I'm gonna save as well because I had a run die here as well. Remember I mentioned about those 3 humans that we wanted to get rid of in that little section with the pipe bomb for this very purpose. Time to reload every weapon quickly before I do anything. Okay, so we're going to be using our wrench to whack this window constantly. Again, we're going to try to draw as much noise as we can into this locked room. The Xenomorph is then going to try to upvent to try to then circulate its way around over to here. But we're going to leave at that same point. So then the Xenomorph is going to get very confused. He's going to try to be like, wait, where's all that running coming from? So it's going to be stuck up in the vents for a while. Eventually, we'll come back down. But as soon as we see it up vent, then we can leave.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there is actually a human. Oh. Well, excuse me then.
Used to be.
Okay. I'm going to wait for a second because I don't trust this. I'll take it easy. There's the up vent. Good. So that was the proof in pudding that, even if there's a human around and alive, once it has found this the vent, it will go into an animation walk cycle, and it's going to be it won't actually take itself out of the cycle. So we just wait for it to up vent, then we can go. So there we go. Easy peasy. Now, the reason that we also laid the Molotov earlier on as well, the Xenomorph is going to vent down very shortly where we placed the Molotov. So as soon as it vents, the Molotov is going to recognize that there's a presence next to it. It's going to explode, bring it back up, and then we don't have to worry about the Xenomorph for the rest of the way, basically, which is kind of groovy. But then the next section, it's all going to be fun.
Are we hitting mission 17 here?
That's the one.
Oh boy.
Good luck, have fun.
Yeah, should be good.
So, as Spiff mentioned earlier on as well, the humans are still technically active here. There's 1 revolver and 2 shotguns. Ooh, interesting. So those... Oh boy. All right, we're gonna have to heal up in a moment before we do anything then. I'm just going to take the backup strats for the next little bit here. Like I say, we're already coming up very close-ish to the end. We've had a lot of time lost. We've had a lot of fun. Let's take this run chill and at least get to the estimate that we provided for GDQ today for this for RTA time. Let me try something quickly. This is new. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. If we did it fast enough, then the Xenomorph might not drop. Okay, the code is 1851. Uh, 1851. Okay. French is technically faster by 0.5 for a dialogue, but speedrunners do prefer to do this run in Italian. It does say 30 seconds of time. For people who were asking in the chat there as well, this is why we also put the English subtitling, so it helps us to know exactly what is being said in Italian at that point as well. Okay, save here, just in case. Now, if we did everything silently there, the Xenomorph won't drop. And we're Gucci.
Let's hope.
And we Gucci.
Nice.
There is a
Let's
faster
go.
way to do this, but it's always good to just keep the silence if you're doing like the slower strats. There is a way to actually get the Xenomorph to open up the door because apparently he's got like mind powers that can operate like a whole lever and stuff for that. But I'm still not very confident even on keeping on mouse and doing that strat. It would save a ton of time, but I'm not going to risk these heavy strats right now. So again, we're still trying to make our way over to like the tow station, which is going to have like all the necessary functions to be able to bring the Taurens on board. Again, as I keep on mentioning, this game is alternative route to Electric Boogaloo. And you'll see why in just a second as well, because it's going to give us another opportunity to do alternative route to Electric Boogaloo. We're technically going to be alternative route free, but I mean, who's complaining, right? Okay, so we're going to run into the middle and just wait for a second.
And there are essentially only 2 missions remaining. Mm-hmm. 17 and 18, because 19 is 30 seconds.
I mean, if you want to count it, then you can, but like, it's just kind of like the final send-off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think I just heard the Xenomorph on the other side. I did. It just vented now.
Torres Chiamariti, ci posizioniamo per la sequenza automatica di aggancio del cordone. Non ci saranno comunicazioni finché non ci saremo collocati all'altezza dell'orbita decadente della stazione. Aspettiamo che tu estenda i ganci della piattaforma. Non so come mi hai
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that.
You were like looking at him and like kind of walking towards him. I'm like, Nico.
Hi, Steve. Bye, Steve? Question mark. By the way, the elevator just broke down mid transit, so now here's the alternative route to Electric Boogaloo. I told you. I told you. All right, I'm a safety save. I am not risking anything right now. If especially like, you know, towards like the later hours of the day, it's coming up to my 7 a.m. right now as well, I think. Oh no, 6 a.m. So let's take things chill, shall we? By shooting this guy in the chest. In the very oh, we got the audio bug. We're on fire constantly. Oh my goodness me. See, this is why I have the backups, because sometimes if I forget to actually let go of the forward motion, I'm going to walk directly into the Xenomorph. That is called hand-to-eye miscoordination. And this is a whole thing I was talking, and we're still on fire. So basically, there's a little bug that can happen sometimes in this game where it thinks that you're constantly on fire and it just never remove that audio. If it becomes a bother, I will literally go to my GoXLR and turn it down, okay? So this is just a heads up to the tech. I can turn the volume down if it comes to it. Oh my
Tech
god.
can also handle handle your game audio on your end as well.
Thank you. I'm blaming it for the time in the morning, okay? And we're on fire again! Okay.
Yeah, how does it go away?
It doesn't. You just have to go to the
Like-
next mission, basically.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's, wow.
You know what we can do? I can get a Molotov, and I can do my normal strat instead of trying to be fast. That's probably a better idea. Take this! And wait. There we go. Look at me. I'm a speedrunner now, I think. And we're still on fire!
Now you just need a bucket of water to douse yourself.
Okay. Now we did that nice and fast today. The android that was making its way back did not attack us. That's good.
And escape.
EMP mine. Nice. That works out all right. That is like on par with how you should, quotation marks, should do it. But I did a lot of the strats that would be indicative of a nightmare run, which is where you're trying to lure all the noise and all the attention over there after you brought down well, you brought up the pulley system, the thingy, that thing.
Yeah, the forklift or
That's the
whatever.
one. Thank you. I know
Yeah.
exactly what I'm talking about today.
think it's a forklift.
Yeah, no, you are correct. It is a forklift. Okay, so we are getting a little bit limited on fuel, so I'm going to have to be a little bit more resourceful. I'm going to have to be a little bit more resourceful with my fuel in a moment, so there is some more points that we could pick up fuel in a moment. So what we're doing around here, by the way, is there is a vent that we need to go into, but unfortunately, again, the power's off. The power is off in this area, so we're trying to re-establish electricity and all that stuff into this area. But to do that, we have to talk to the one human who's dead, and they actually have a specific key card in them that we're going to be needing. So we have to grab it off their body. There's a face hugger that's just over here as well.
Sick 'em. Nice.
Do I have my Molotov at hand? Yes, I do. Okay. So we're going to be grabbing that flame of fuel there. We're going to be turning around.
This is going to be a whole process.
Throw the Molotov over there. Basically, the flame of the outgoings of the Molotov will actually go through the wall, and then it will attack the Xenomorph at that point, and then try to upvent it. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to try and go over to the door that we just basically opened as well, and we're going to then safety save. I'm going to try a PC strat that I should not really be doing, but it's fun to try and pull it off, which we're going to try to flame the Xenomorph whilst it's in its little like animation of like, you know, antagonization, and then by doing that, if we flame it enough at that point, then it'll actually get to a point of, like, you know, not knowing where we are. So I did it all right. So if we get to this level here, don't worry, I lied. It almost worked.
How did you know there that it hadn't worked?
Usually if you flame it 4 times, that would be enough. But you got to do it fast, basically. And I'm walking right in the middle of it, so sure. So you see right there, for example, that's what I mean. Like, it was not attentive to us at all. So we were able to actually get it to go up venting and then pull that lever fast. Again, because of hand-eye coordination, it's a little bit hard. So I'm trying my best anyway. And you saw what could happen if you either don't flame it fast enough or... Wait a second. Whoa. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is.
Whenever I mute the stream, it just looks like he's playing a really sick set.
As Priley mentioned as well, we are. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
A really hardcore set.
Should be playing drum and bass, really, shouldn't I? I don't know what...
Steven?
Where did he go? Steve, where are you?
Like...
He's in the wall.
Yeah, like, here's the thing about that. Like, I only technically flamed the Xenomorph once, because that's all that I was able to reach. Usually if you flame it once, that would be enough to warrant it to still attack you. But I didn't hear it at all from that point onwards.
Maybe it tripped.
Maybe I just got lucky and I managed to... There's actually a way you can technically unspawn the Xenomorph. So maybe I just did that. Maybe I somehow managed to unspawn the Xenomorph in that moment. And because it was out of my line of view, everything's fine. Yeah, exactly. Steven. Okay, shall we say this? That's never happened before. Literally.
Yeah. I've never seen that in Mission 17.
Yeah. So...
Hey, we're coming up on any percent territory. I know this stuff.
So within the any percent category, you can actually like crouch clip through this door and go from mission 2 to mission 18. It's a lot of fun, and you can complete this game in under 10 minutes.
Yeah, true. Yeah. That's not what I ran, though.
I know, but still, like one of the categories you can anyway. But I wanted to say, like, at least like how quickly you can technically complete this game for certain. Right,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Seeing as you know this mission, do you want to have a little chit chat about this one? Whilst I hard focus for a bit.
Yeah, this is the last sketchy section with 2 xenomorphs present, and it is again an absolute killer in a casual playthrough. You have to basically establish a number of connections and basically just set up so that Verlaine can land. There's a whole bunch of terminals you have to access while constantly being hunted by 2 xenomorphs.
I almost thought we were on fire again there, but thankfully we weren't.
Yeah, that's good. Since I can't hear, when did the fire fade?
Now the fire sound is happening again, huh? See, now I'm uncertain. Now I'm really uncertain if we actually are on fire.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of fire around you, so
Yeah.
I understand.
I think we're still technically on fire. Cool. No, it's not cool. Hot. But that was the worst pun I think I've ever made.
Everyone in chat's wondering when the bass is gonna drop, by the way.
Have you never heard that that one meme of when will the bass drop? That song. Basically, it's that. Never.
So the thing with lying down androids is they'll grab you if you walk past, but if you just stare them down, they can't grab you. They're shy. So that's what Nico's doing there to avoid that one.
I'm going to be sprint bursting my way up here just to be on the safe side, of course. Especially as our fuel is low. I do see our health is kind of low, so I might just do a safety heal as well, even though it's not really needed around this time. No, we don't need to heal at all, technically, do we? Like, this is pretty, like, straightforward, so... You know what?
Yeah,
let's be risky. We've come so far. Let's not heal, shall we?
Your only risk now is fire. Everything else will just one-shot you.
True. Before I do anything, I am going to do a safety save.
Fair.
After everything that's happened today, let's see if we can get at least like a few bursts on the xenomorph and... Nice, it goes on up fence.
That's one out of the way. There's a second one. Here he comes.
Ooh, it did a big
There he
swing
goes.
around. Okay, both of the xenomorphs are upvented. That's fine. We can now get our spacesuit and we can get to Torrens.
Nothing will go wrong.
Yeah, everything's fine. Oh, wait, what's that? Is there a water leak? Oh.
Nothing like a bit of spittle on your spacesuit.
Here's the thing. There's actually another nest on Sevastopol. We got rid of one, but the xenomorphs they're getting busy, so there's actually a second one. So it's basically taken us for harvesting to try to get us like as part of the nest and, you know, try to utilize our goodness of our humanity to then spawn some more eggs. So thankfully, we can actually, we managed to wake up after we've been, like, you know, like, all the juices and within us are trying to like disable us as well. So we can get out and we can still make our way to Torrens. We don't know exactly how long we were out for, but it seems that like the Torrens is still there, still docked, so everything's fine. Fingers crossed.
It's a good thing Ripley's super strong.
Oh yeah, strong.
Break out of the holds of the goop.
Okay, so now I swear, I literally swear. Why is this game out to get me? No, not previous save. This bit I have to operate with my mouse right now for some reason. If you're too close to that egg, the xenom... The Ripley just go...
Huh.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to flame that hugger. That's probably a very good idea.
Let's burn the egg.
Maybe we should do that.
Yes, normally you can run around that one.
No, there it is. There it is. It's like literally waiting for us. So it's already come out of the egg. That's the issue that's happened right now. Usually you have to wait for that facehugger to like spawn out of it. But it's already outside. So we have to... Yeah, screw you! It's all going... I'm having such a palaver right at the end, aren't I? Oh... Okay, to make things better, let's just flame all of them. There we go. Actually, we're going to come back because I saw some flame of fuel. And we're going to wait here for a second because there's another facehugger that comes out. We can hear that it's dying because it's making that little squeal noise. Right. Here comes one of the last like major strats, by the way. We're going to be getting a flare now. The reason... Oh, no, not yet. I realize there's one more hugger at the end.
One more customer.
There we go. Serving it nice and toasty, medium rare, please. Right, so from here on out, we're going to activate a flare. The reason that we're going to do that is we're going to throw this flare here. You're wondering why I'm going to be doing that? Well, basically, if I hold run from this point, the xenomorph that's supposed to drop down at this point here won't. Because either a revolver shot or a flare will distract that xenomorph to such a point that we can run past whilst the second xenomorph that's on the right is in this little animation phase again, and it will just like wait to a point where it becomes like active again, essentially. Now, because we crouched when we were falling down, we can get underneath this invisible wall that would take a bit of time to despawn, and we can get down to the ladder just a little bit quicker, basically. And here's the fun bit. Because of the way that Sevastopol is slowly like exploding around and stuff, there's just a random train that we have to be careful for.
Yeah, they truly come out of nowhere. But there go the trams. Where are they going?
I am so stupid. I thought it was enough time for the train to pass. It was still going.
Maybe... I think if you stare at the ground there, the train goes by slightly quicker. So
that is correct, because...
that was in your, like, internal clock.
This game right now, seriously. Now, I'm going to do something fun here, actually. On the decks, this is actually kind of hard. Basically, what I did there was hang on the side of that, like, little barrier. And if you do that, you can actually skip one of the little cutscenes that happens where a train goes over you, essentially. So we skip one cutscene, which is about, I think it's like a 20-30 second time save. So that's fine. That's fine. And from about here is now 5 minutes. So I can safely say, if I don't mess up anymore, we are definitely under our RTA estimate that was quoted of a 320. We'll be getting about like maybe a 313. So, yay.
Honestly, for as sleep deprived as you are at this point, that is extremely impressive.
Problem on a small amount. I still managed to do it with 7 flame of fuel left.
Yo, let's go.
That hugger was on you.
Hey, how about we fall down? Will that make everything better? Let's do that then, shall we?
Take a little tumble.
I mean, we walked in front of a train. What's a little fall damage?
This actually saves time, by the way, so that's fine. So what we just did there was that we pressed E whilst we were running at the ladder. For some reason, if you are to continue running after you press E on the elevator just forgets that it exists, and you'll fall down, and you'll go into the actual the cutscene animation of you falling to a point of then ready to leave, and but before you get crushed, which is always a good time, isn't it? So nobody likes getting crushed in a video game. That incurs a death, and that means we have to redo the efforts of what we just did. It's almost like it's a time loss for speedrunners, and you have to redo a lot at that point. So yeah, don't dilly-dally at that point, because literally it's about there on you, so you have to get out. Okay, from here on out, there is one major strategy that is left. Well, technically 2, but one that I like to call the major send-off. There is a strategy that's called double pins, okay? Now, what double pins is, there are 4 pins that is basically going to cause an explosion at the end of this docking bay, and will then start the further progression of the explosion of Sevastopol. There is a way that you can activate 2 pins at the same time. To do this, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to press E on the very edge of one of the pins, throw your mouse over to the other side, and then continuously press E. And if you do it in such a succession of time, you will be on the second pin and you'll be lifting it up. But when you do that, you'll see the animation for the other one happening at the same time. You basically activated the process for putting 2 pins up at the same time. It's not easy on the decks. It's not easy on the wheel. On the wheel, it's harder than the decks, but it's still quite hard to pull off. Because here's the thing at the same time, whilst you're in space, this Sevastopol is moving around, so like your camera is actually moving around a lot at the same time. So you really have to look at what's going on, and you have to look at where you are at that point and pray. After that is an RNG if you're going to be walking fast or you're going to be walking at normal speed in your spacesuit. If we walk fast, it actually saves 8.4 seconds. If we don't, it loses that 8.4 seconds. Time will be coming up after the next cutscene skip. There will be a xenomorph that starts to come towards us, and then I'll be able to call time. So that's just a heads up for the tech. We'll give it about it's probably going to be over a minute or 2 before we end the time. Now, before we can even lift up the point of this emergency access only bit, we have to get these little cards out of here and enable them both sides to basically say, hey, the cards are inserted, please lift up. And then we will be doing the finale send-off strats, and then we pray for skill walk, okay? That's literally it. So here we go.
What would you say your percentage rate of getting fast walk versus slow walk has been?
You know what? I'm going to say about 60 for getting it, because usually I get quite lucky. Especially when I do the wheel runs, I usually somehow I manage to get it on the wheel. I don't know how. All right, here comes the serious time. Let's see if we can get this.
Let's go double pins.
1 double pin. That is a 15-second time save. Come on, let's get 2. That is 2 double pins.
Nice.
We did double pins. Let's go. 30-second time save. I'm happy about that. After everything that happened today, I'm happy that we got to show off double pins. So usually after you've done the second one, you get launched into this cutscene here, for which the xenomorphs there's actually 3 xenomorphs on board, and they're going to try their final biddings to kill you whilst you're in space. Always a lovely way to go, but somehow, luckily, everything is ready to launch and everything's ready to activate. So we're able to press the explosion button just at the point they're about to eat our face, basically. God, I love that scene there. It's so good. And we'll get launched out into space and we'll land on the Taurens, luckily.
Now
Skipping a
walk.
cutscene. Now, Prague in the chat for skill walk. Come on. Yeah! I haven't got it in a while. Yeah! 8.4 seconds of time save. I didn't even get this in my last PB, so I'll consider this a great send-off to this run. Okay, time will be coming up very, very shortly, just as a heads up to the tech. Okay, so all we need to do is go back. We need to go left and right. And that's all you need to do at this little point here. So I'm just gonna do some little DJ fun stuff here. Okay, there we go.
Don't die, mission 19.
Okay, we ready? And time. That was a 3:09:32 IGT and a 3:15:06 RTA.
Well
GG.
done, Nico. Throughout it all, there were ups and downs.
The trials and tribulations of literal RNG in a video game and hand-to-eye coordination. So
Yeah. You looked great while doing it.
That was so much fun, though. I'm so glad we got to show you lots that, hey, like, doesn't matter what you play on. If you want to play games on a controller, if you want to play games on a steering wheel, if you want to play games on a DJ Dex, if you even want to play games on a keyboard and mouse, play the game how you want to play it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, okay? But it's amazing to be able to show you lots how you can have fun with unconventional controllers and the ability to to bend controllers to the way that we want it to work. It takes a lot of time and dedication to make kind of things like this work. I like to say a big shout out to my friend Dennis on the internet as well, who spent like more than a good few days like just actually trying to make the code for this to work as well. Now the codes will be hopefully publicly available soon for if anybody else wants to try this out. So that will be a thing that you can do if you manage to have the DJ decks that have a MIDI output. Aside from that, this was such a fun experience. Thank you, Amber, so much for letting me showcase this run to a fantastic community. And for those who are intrigued for more memes and more like interesting runs and some variety streams as well, you can find me over on twitch.tv/NicoHart. I'm doing these new series of showing you how you can do unconventional controllers with my new series, Is It Possible, on YouTube, which you can find on youtube.com/@NicoHart. I'm sure we can get a link to the most recent video there also. Spiff, please plug yourself as well, buddy.
I am Astral Spiff everywhere. You can find me everywhere, and I make fun videos.
Let's go. And if you lot are intrigued for learning how to run the speedrun of Alien Isolation, you could go to speedrun.com/AI. There's a community Discord as well. Everyone's there to help you out if you are intrigued to learn. Yeah, I think that is it for me. I'm going to go to bed after this.
Yeah, I actually am too, but it's going to be a reasonable hour.
That seems like a great plan. Honestly, thank you both so much for being on the show. Nico, thank you for taking time, considering your time zone over in the UK, for being here for the very first episode. And reminder to everyone that if you have a passion project that is speedrun or challenge run adjacent, or even just, straight up a speedrun or a challenge run, submit it to me. I would love to have you on board. There's so many things I would love to have on. I've just posted the link in chat for my submission form, and by all means send me all your runs. And just a reminder that if you're watching this on YouTube, check out all of our live content at twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. And if you are also on YouTube, press the like bucket, fill the like I said the like bucket when I wanted to say like button. Press the like button, fill the like bucket on this video, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in looking at our live content, reminder that we start weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. Tomorrow we'll have the first step, followed by Victory Lap. All of that is starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, so tune in for that tomorrow. And until then, please look after yourselves and your loved ones. Drink some water, stretch your legs, eat a snack, take your medicine or your vitamins if you need to, and remember that you're valid and deserve all the best. Send all of this wonderful positive energy over to our raid target for tonight, and have a great night. I will see you all Saturday for the Skies of Arcadia 20th anniversary relay run. Bye.